Welcome back to another episode, guys. Thank you guys for being here. Happy Tuesday. Welcome, everybody. Rudy, how are you, my friend? Thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for
You
having me
made,
back again.
you made it. Nice tan from vacation. You
Yep.
said you were telling me backstage you brought me a lot of things, but what did you bring me?
I brought you, what was it? I brought you some butterbeer from Universal, and then it melted on the way.
Did you say butter beer?
That's what it's called, man.
Oh my god! And he said he melted.
It melted on the way back.
That is insane.
Dude, you don't want to know how much I spent. It makes our collecting stuff pale by comparison. How much money they suckered me out of me for that trip.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy
It's
how they.
expensive, man. It's expensive, and when you have kids, it's like, here's my credit card. It's like here's my. But it's all like, we're supposed to be, solid-minded collectors with our finances, right? So made sure I didn't spend my figure money, so that was key.
So how long were you over there?
Just a week. But then the week before, I was supposed to come on the stream too, and I think when people realized I was leaving for work and I was actually not going to be available for phone calls, everything hit the fan, man. And everybody was like, no, you got to finish this. You got to do this. So it became like the worst week that I've had work-wise in a couple of years. So
that's why you left us hanging last week, because I waited for you. I was like, oh, Rudy's gonna be coming tonight, and then it was like
I was stuck in the office that day.
I was like, where's Rudy?
I can't help it. I'm a little bit of a workaholic, Yes, collectors were a little OCD.
So I know. So let's see who's in the chat with us tonight, guys. Thank you guys for being here. We have a lot to talk about, guys. Fun topics too. So let's see who's in the chat. Luch in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here.
How you doing?
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. We got Bo. Good evening. 16 SO Custom Collectors. Drop a like on the way in. Guys, please hit that like button. There's 16 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here.
How you doing?
he said 16 SO Custom. You know what that's about, right, Rudy?
Oh, absolutely. My bad habits are rubbing off on you. You're starting to collect non-premium figures.
That new masterpiece by SO Custom.
Oh man. And this teaches you to make fun of me for picking up 108 toys and present toys and all that.
That's my karma. No, I'm telling you, I didn't expect anything, right? I didn't expect anything out of that figure. I just, at least the likeness, you know what I mean? Like that evil, like grinning face that he's got.
Right.
Give me the red hair at least. You know what I mean? Like I already know that he comes with absolutely nothing. Like give me at least the likeness to it. Not even that. And I understand why they gave me the bulky body, right?
Right.
We have to feel like there's some substance to the figure, right? So if they gave us some Joker body, for example, we're gonna be like, what the hell is this crap at 100? Even if it would have been $105, you know what I mean? A smaller body to that figure, you would have felt ripped off. So I get why they give us a meatier body, a thicker body, but it just.
But see, that's the thing. Don't you think, like, when we collect these things, we like that accuracy? So you want it to be more like what we saw on screen. So you wanted the slimmer body a little bit.
Well, it's not even, to me, it's not even, I don't even think of it that way. But when I get it in hand, that's when I think of it that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I would have never expected them to be like, or thought, oh, they're going to make this body just what he looks like. That's what you assume.
Right.
And that's why when you get it, like, I'm like, I didn't expect this, but then it's like now, like after the fact, I'm like, I understand. Like, if they would have given me a smaller body, a Joker body, a Mars Toys Joker body,
right,
for 100, I would have been like, I could have made this myself. You know what I mean? So they have to use a bigger body to justify. And even with a bigger body, I could get a bigger body myself and get a red shirt, a red tropical shirt and get, so it was all of that. You know, it was just very disappointing all around. And again, it's $100-something. It is what it is. But the promo pictures got me real good.
It's that's that third party thing, man.
But Soso Toys is third party, and they're incredible.
Yeah, but Soso's like up here, you know.
Well, it's exactly. It's the tier of third party, and that's a good conversation to have if you really think about it.
It is.
There's a lot of tiers if you think about it. You know, not a lot, but there's certain companies that will be similar to others, and then there are some that are just way above others, you know?
Right. Like Soso, I'm with you. I think Soso is at the top of that third party market.
Right.
And then after that, I would put Toys Era if they're still in business.
What have they made lately?
Well, supposedly they're releasing those two last figures.
No, they did the Vulture. Toys Era did the Vulture was
right, but they haven't released figures in a while, or they haven't even done announcements in a while. So right now you're waiting for the Zack Snyder Justice League cut, not the Dark Side, his henchman.
I know who you're talking about. You're talking about the Chrome Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf, yeah, the Chrome Steppenwolf. That they're supposed to release that. That's been delayed for like a year, right. And then they're supposed to do the two Last of Us figures from the HBO show,
right?
So I've got those on order, and they keep on teasing like, oh, the head sculpts are in production.
Right, I keep seeing that,
but so far nothing. And I mean, the only hope I have is that the Gravel from Infamous, which I think is supposed to be a Toys R Us offshoot, that was delayed by like a year and a half, 2 years, and it finally released.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember which company is which, but you may be right with Infamous being Toys R Us, or I thought Thunder Toys was Toys R Us. I don't remember which one's which, but they're that's a thing what you mentioned.
Right.
You know, that's an actual thing. So we got to figure out who who's Brandon, my friend. Welcome. You made it.
How did I get here? What's going on?
I was like, he's not coming tonight. Carlos, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Look at you. You made it right on time for the
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. What were you saying, Brandon?
Who's this?
This is Rudy.
That's Vacation Rudy.
You're Rudy. How's it going, Rudy?
That's Vacation Rudy. That's Disney first, no Diddy, Rudy.
No Disney, Universal. You know, I go to the other thing.
Gotcha. So I see you're happy with what they've done with Star Wars too, huh? Let's gripe about that.
The best thing about Fabs, when I talk to him, he knows I'm a Marvel guy. So Star Wars, I'm like, yeah.
Hey. We can't be friends, Rudy.
I know.
If you're not, you know.
He'll accept it all from Star Wars because he doesn't really care for it.
For me, I'm like, oh, this guy has like a triple-sided lightsaber. That's cool. I'll buy that.
Triple-sided lightsaber.
Everybody else is like, that's not canon, and he's like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh, this is great.
Here's some orange peels if you want them, Fabs.
Oh, that's delicious.
Right? Yeah, it was a good orange. I got to admit.
You know, I haven't had a tangerine or a mandarin in forever.
Really?
Like forever. Like oranges, like forever.
Bro,
Punisher, welcome. Wait, let me say hello to Punisher. I feel like I haven't seen Punisher in a while. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
What were you guys saying?
I feel like oranges are staples.
Yeah, no, I love them. I just haven't had them. You know, I love oranges. I just feel like, you know, I used to have a lot of. Remember the cuties?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a staple in my house, bro. You want to talk about staples? If I come home from the grocery store and there are not cuties in my bag, my wife looks at me like, "Why don't you love me anymore?"
Ah man, we got Joker J in the house. How are you, my friend?
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. We have the Thor in the house. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here.
I'm doing.
Who else in the house? Who else is in the house? We got Figment in the house. How are you, my friend?
How you doing?
We got Paul in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. We got Sir, hurry up fast for that. Start throwing tomatoes. Man. Albert in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing.
I feel like I'm winning the sideshow queue. Oh my God.
How dare you?
Cute. I love it.
Unbelievable.
What's going to happen? There's going to be a lottery. And if you get into the show, then we're going to kick you out of the show a little bit later. Because that's how lotteries work at Sideshow.
Exactly. Albert, this for you.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Ah, man, this guy. Leah, my friend, welcome. How are you? Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday.
I'm doing.
Welcome, guys. We got Uncarded in the house. Welcome, my friend.
How you doing?
We have, let's see, we got Rudy.
What's up, Joker?
We got Nefty in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Nefty.
Welcome. We got Figman says, I see Obi-Wan clones released on Facebook this morning. Then poof, he was going. Oh, we're gonna get into that, my friend.
Yep.
We're gonna get into. Rudy just told me. I didn't even notice. I was just looking for the pictures, and I was like, "Am I missing? Am I going nuts right now?" And then he told me, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So yeah, we're gonna get into that. We got action in the box. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
How you doing?
We have. Let's see who else is in the house tonight. We got Talent in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here tonight. We have Harold in the house. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Doing.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody. Let's see who else is in here. We got Ricardo's is Joker J. We got Paul 4. Welcome. Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Nice to see you. Welcome.
I'm doing.
That's a new name. I don't remember him. Has he been around before?
No, new name.
I like that. We're reaching new people. Fab. We're preaching to the masses.
I hope so.
This is serious business.
I hope so. This is why I tell you guys, hit that like button. Don't be cheap all the time. Imagine. You got to hit that like button to push. You guys don't want to share the streams? Cool. At least hit the like button. Let the algorithm work, you know? It's true. We got Axel in the house. How are you, Brendan? What'd you say, Brendan?
No sharing here. Nope. Ain't smashing the like button either.
It's like no sharing here. All right, guys. So exactly what Figman brought up. Okay. So we are going to get into the release, right? We get the release. He's completely out. MRC has his video out. Uncarded sent me his a screenshot. Was it Uncarded? I think it was Uncarded. Somebody sent me a screenshot of it. Of his video being out already. And no, I think it was Joker J. Somebody did. One of those two, or maybe both. I think both, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Fab, you gotta get your shit together. Who exactly told you? Who told you? I need to know.
It was one of them two. But my point is that the pictures are gone from the Facebook group.
I didn't even get to see them either. I saw it. I said, I'm gonna look later.
No, I shared them on my Instagram. They're on my Instagram right now, but they removed them. So I don't know why. I mean, I'm gonna assume, right? That Rudy, I'm going to go with what you said. And the reason being is because of this. So it looks like, guys, somebody took a picture of the insert of the Obi-Wan box, and it's showing you Big Daddy Grievous right here. And because of that, I think that Hot Toy said remove. Again, I don't know who took this picture. I don't know where this picture came from. But after this got out, I am assuming that's when the pictures got removed. I don't understand why they care anyway. I feel like we already knew and expected this last week when they were dropping everything Star Wars. In fact, we expected 2 more announcements that never came, Grievous being one of them. So let's go with Rudy. Rudy, tell us what you think about this whole thing.
Listen, I just think it's interesting, right? Because everybody saw the pictures, or well, almost everybody, right, Brandon? But
well, they're seeing them now. Everybody, in the world.
But yeah, I woke up. It's funny. I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I checked my phone, and I was like, oh, I did the same thing. I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. He looks great. He turned out excellent, right? I think he looks a little bit better than the prototype, to be honest. And then, I went back, like you said, Fabs. I was working, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, pictures are gone. And I started seeing all these, and then I saw this picture pop up, and I thought, Grievous is a figure that I would definitely jump on. So I'm hopeful that means we're getting that figure at some point soon. I wouldn't be surprised if that's an announcement for this week. And
another thing, that I noticed was a few people had mentioned that this was the sideshow Grievous. Hot Toys has never, would never, and will never use a sideshow figure on their promo pictures.
Right.
So if that were the case, they would have made sure to announce it because it would have to be some type of collaboration that Sideshow would want credit for, obviously, because that would mean that they would be promoting their figure next to whatever Hot Toys figure that is, or even if they worked on it together, Sideshow's name would be, somewhere
there.
Right.
You remember the only time I saw that happen, and it was a while ago. You remember when we got the DX Indiana Jones from Hot Toys?
Yes.
Sideshow did that diorama piece, the map room at Tannis.
Yes.
And it was a huge piece, and it was the only time where they used the Hot Toys figure in their product shots. That was the only time I remember seeing that. Right, but I haven't seen it go the other way. Right, because they literally had it designed.
But I'm talking about figure, though. A figure.
Right,
like
not a diorama.
Thing. The diorama, like, I understand. And even so, you know what I mean? Even so, like, that's more understandable because it's only a backdrop. You know what I mean? It could have been anything else, like they always use anything else for blogger pictures. You know what I mean? Anything's game for a blogger picture. But to promote a figure, not only to promote it, but to insert it into the box of the actual figure after being sold, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, I don't think they do that. And you're right.
Exactly.
They would have to give credit to Sideshow, something saying, what it's from.
Correct. Chris, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We got Harold says, and this shot is from the insert card in the Kenobi box. It's not like they're exactly. That's why it's like weird. Like, why? Like, something's not right. Something doesn't make sense. This is definitely not making sense to me. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, are we not coming up on an anniversary? I mean, we got, what was it? Attack the Clones, right? Was it Attack of the Clones or no?
No, I thought it was Phantom Menace, right?
Phantom Menace.
Right.
Yeah, so it was Phantom Menace. Oh yeah, but there was no Grievous in Phantom Menace.
Right.
We just got Padme. We just got an anniversary edition of Padme. We're getting Padawan Anakin. So whatever that is, whatever that anniversary is, we're gonna see Grievous. Like, this is how Hot Toys does it. Okay, they go ahead and they hit you with teasers. They don't say a word, but they hit you with teasers in the art prints. They hit you with teasers in the blogger photos. We see that shit all day long. So Grievous is coming by Hot Toys.
Yep.
That's it.
No, but my question is, why do you think they removed the pictures to begin with? Like, what is the reason behind that? Like, what is the point if, like, everybody clearly knows what happens?
So I don't think it's, and like, you know me, man, I'm conspiracy oriented. Like I take my tinfoil hat off to do the stream because it interferes with the webcam. You know what I mean?
With the 4K.
Yeah, right. But no, I think I don't think there's anything to read into on this. I think what happened is they probably had some of the blogger photos that maybe they went ahead and they shot like an older head sculpt, or maybe the prototype version. Maybe some of the blogger photos that they used were from the prototype version that doesn't match the actual version they're going to be shipping. So I think it was just some kind of misunderstanding or a mistake to do with the pictures themselves. maybe that was like an alpha or a beta version of the figure that they went ahead and they shot photos of as they were preparing and said, we got to change this or that about the head sculpt. This piece of the armor is missing, something along those lines. So what happened when somebody jumped the gun, they published a little early, they published the wrong photos, and I'm sure that's why they've been pulled down. We'll see them. If we don't see them again tonight, we'll see them, in a couple of days when they get a chance to reshoot them or whatever it is. I really don't think there's anything, hokey majokey going on here.
Anthony, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Now, that's not to say though that if the Earth were actually round like they tell us it is and it wasn't actually flat, then it'd be a little bit different. But that's how we get things done.
This is how we get demonetized without cursing. So that's why I'm like, it doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? Like anybody who has the figure right now, okay, in Hong Kong that has a video, or not even if you don't have a video, you already have the box insert, which is right here. So what are they hiding? Somebody can't take a picture and post it in a group, and there you go, everybody has it. So I don't understand like the angle of them, deleting these photos.
I mean, that could be it too. We could be looking at a prototype version of the art print. There's that. Maybe they went ahead and they decided to go with a different art print.
But this is from a box from in Hong Kong already.
Like somebody
that's what I'm saying.
the box, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the final product. There's nothing that they're going to be changing. You know what I mean? Like this is already out for sale. Like you go there right now, you walk into Secret Base, Rebel Base, Echo Base, and you'll get them. And this is what you'll see. You know what I mean? So it's not like this is before it went out. This is not, this is not before, it went to the store. No, this is what we're getting. We're all going to get this insert. But the point is, why delete the pictures? What was in those pictures that we can't see? Meanwhile, if you go on YouTube, the whole video's there.
Maybe Hot Toys is going away. Maybe they're canceling everything. This is the end. We're never going to get another Hot Toys figure.
Oh my god. We're never gonna get. I know. No, you know what I think it is? And I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if you guys saw, but Inart has not one but 2 announcements out right now. And I think Hot Toys is kind of worried at the moment. And so I think they're kind of taking a break and seeing where they're going to go next, because Inart is kind of
Bro, I don't know where you got a picture of. Is that Howard Chen? Is that the Hot Toys guy? Yeah. I don't know where you got a picture of him to put on my body as I was training. But Oh
my god.
I was just saying, like, I can't believe you said Inart before you actually played a clip of Hot Toys beating the hell out of Inart. So, but I see you tried to bamboozle me there.
So that's why I think Hot Toys is taking a little break and removing the pic. No, imagine. But no, it just, again, that like I said, when Rudy was telling me, because again, I was looking for the pictures as I was logging on, and I couldn't find them. So I'm like, oh, I got to look in the group, and I'm like, I'm already in the group, and then Rudy's telling me, oh, did you see that the pictures? And I'm like, as I'm looking, he's telling me this. I'm like, no wonder why the pictures are removed. But again, none of it adds up to me. But let's get into the figure, guys, because obviously we got to use the what do you call it? Actually, yeah,
that's a great shot.
The sideshow picture, I know, but it doesn't look far off from the prototype, to be honest. It actually,
I think the head sculpt was quite a bit different.
Well, you know what? I didn't think so, and I'm going to tell you what it looked like. It looked like the Obi-Wan figure, but it looked like the beard was the only difference. Let me pull it.
I know he's got like a mole or something on his forehead that was more prominent on the Obi-Wan Kenobi figure than it was on this one. So does he still have that mole on his forehead?
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this one, man. I've been wanting this figure.
This figure?
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is from Sideshow. This is the pictures that that we got, when we were pre-ordering the figure. This is not the blogger pictures because they're gone, right?
Yeah. So then this is the one with the mole, then for sure.
Right. These are the ones. These are the original ones. So yeah, the mole's right there. This huge mole.
Yeah. There we go.
But what I'm noticing from, because I did see the pictures. Like I said, I posted them on my Instagram. Let me actually see if they're still in my story. Because I think
Fab, we get it. You have an Instagram.
Oh yeah, yes. So follow me, guys. Yeah, no, they're still up on they're still up on Instagram. So let me pull up Instagram because I didn't know that. I thought Rudy said they were going from there too. So
I'm old. I just use Facebook.
Because just use Facebook.
Dude, you know how many times I have that same thought? Like when I talk to my nieces will see me scrolling reels on Facebook, and my 20-year-old niece will walk up to me and she'll lean over and go, you're not doing it right.
Yeah,
like, that's Instagram light.
All right, so here we go, guys.
There we go. Look at that, man.
Here's the mole skin tag. So it's there. It's not as dark because I feel like obviously the lighting is going to be different than the original pictures. Different. So it's not going to be. But here, see how dark you can see right there.
That looks cool.
But look at what I'm talking about. Tell me this face does not look very similar to the Obi-Wan face. Very, very similar. And I'm going to pull it up right now so you know what I mean. Here.
Just throwing it out there, Fab. I don't know if you know this or not because I know you're not a Star Wars guy. But General Kenobi
blah,
is
blah,
the same.
Blah, 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 blah. I knew where you were going from the moment you opened your mouth. Oh, my God. Let me see. I was like, oh, no, he's not. I was like, oh, no, he's not. Oh, man. Let me see. So I'm going to show you like side by side real quick because I noticed, like I said, the biggest difference I noticed is it looks like the mustache is very, very solid, and then the beard is very, very faint. Where is he now? Where are you, Obi-Wan? Where's Obi-Wan? Here it is. All right, so I want to pull up. So see, the eyes are still the killer here, right? The eyes are here. Hold on.
Look at all the wrinkles in his forehead. Like he's clearly 20 years or 10 years older. Of course,
they didn't mess that up by any means, Hold on. All right, so side by side. So look at the beard here, and look. But my whole point is the mouth. If you look at that mouth and you look at that mouth, you're not going to tell me that's the same exact mouth. Same exact expression in the mouth. Look at that. See that weird no top lip look. Look at that.
I don't think it's the same. Look at on this one. Look at how his mustache pushes back from the corners of his mouth. Now go to the other one. Now it's hard to tell because you got 8,000 tabs open, and there goes more of a straight down.
Well, no, but I mean, visibly though, you look at this mustache; it's a lot more solid, a lot thicker overall. So that's not what I'm saying. It's just what I'm saying. What I'm pointing out is I guess the expression looks very, very similar. You know what I mean? His beard here is not as bushy as it is here, even though I would think from the show his beard was a lot more bushier than this. Like a lot.
Well, look at okay. So look just under his bottom lip. Okay, he's like one of those dudes that got he gets the hairs all along just below his lip. So let's switch to the other one now, and let's look there. I feel like that was different too. Yeah, see there he's just kind of
more
patch.
cut. It's like clean cut.
Right. He doesn't have much hair there. See, it's cleaner. Yep.
Yeah. No.
And I'll say, I'm 40 now, but when I was 20, I was rocking that that younger look too. So I think we got a young versus old kind of.
Oh my God. Let me see. What are you guys saying? Joker just says, I wish they put this guy. Okada says, yeah, but even if they reshoot, the photo is still in the box. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make sense. Like, if that's the reason why, it doesn't make any sense. If that's the reason why, it's the most ridiculous and retarded reason why. Because we're all, if that's already in the box, what are you hiding? We're all going to get it anyway. So what?
You're going to get it, Fabs. No, I'm with you. I don't think it's got anything to do with the print. I seriously think that they probably figured out after somebody posted it, they probably figured out that of the 40 blogger photos they posted, 25 of them were of a previous version and they said no, we're going to pull the whole post. We got to double check these photos and then go from there. It's like I identify with that because I've been working for weeks on I've been doing something similar for weeks, and when I make those mistakes, I wind up throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and then not starting over, but obviously starting again. So I get it. There are times when you just got to flush everything you've uploaded and start over because one thing is wrong. So I get it.
TK, how are you? Welcome.
I'm doing.
Thank you for being here. He says Obi-Wan Lip Kenobi.
See, that was a missed opportunity, TK. It could have been Obi-Wan Lip Obi. Would have been great.
Lip Obi.
With lip in all caps.
Love the outfit. No, it looks. It looks nice. It's another very basic figure by Hot Toys. There's nothing crazy or fancy about any of this. There's nothing out of this world about any of this.
Nah, dude.
This is more panels from another trooper. What do you mean?
I don't agree at all. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so they reused another trooper body, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
That's what I mean.
This is the figure, man. I've been looking forward to this guy since he was RSVP 2 years ago when I first got started, and he was just a rumor and they were teasing you and stuff. I'm so excited, and I know I could jerk off. I could jerk the head off my. I'm not making this any better, am I? No, I could remove the cabeza from my Obi-Wan Episode 3 figure. Okay, I could paint one of those Anakin chest shields, right? And then I could slap it on a clone body and job done. But no, man, there's something so special about. And I've said it before, but when you take that box lid off, you see, I got one around here somewhere. Watch. Let me just show you what this is like here. What? Oh, sure.
Harold says, Fabs, that's like when they pulled the photos of Valkyrie off of Facebook, but there was so much. Yep, same exact thing. It still made no sense. Why? Hold on, Brandon.
Go ahead, buddy. Here, okay, all right. Watch. You ready? Okay, here, watch. This is what it's all about right here. Watch. Oh, Hong Kong, man. That's what it's all about, bro. The whole there's nothing special about this figure and all that sort of thing. No, man, it's about getting the box. It's about having the box and the artwork. Look at the cigar band. It's about the experience, man. It's about the experience. Who cares? Let's not even take the figure out of the box. Who cares about that? Let's just enjoy the box, bro.
This guy, unbelievable. We got Punisher says that's a bad head sculpt. Zapko says, guys, Fabs rocks. 64 gigabytes of RAM. Imagine. I wish. Oh, man. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's got 1980s.
we can't say that word, though, right?
Prawn, you can. Not the regular.
We can say
the other one.
It's not prawn. It's prone.
Oh, well.
Because you use the number 0, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say. I just drank 20 ounces of Starbucks sugar, man. This is going to be a wild trip for both of us. So here, that said,
for both of us.
Well, yeah, Rudy had no clue what he was in for,
Rudy's in here too. You got to include him in the mess.
I know. Okay,
dude, I'm coming back from a relaxed vacation, so I'm
man,
I'm gonna just go with it today.
Okay. So we'll get back to relaxing weekends and vacations and stuff in a second, but I have to derail us on this because I'm super excited about this, and it's kind of relevant, but not really. Okay, but check this out. Full screen me, Fabs. I gotta brag, and then we'll get back to Obi-Wan. Ready? What is everybody's favorite Hot Toys Star Wars figure? The Armorer, right?
Yeah. This is why. Oh, this is the way. What's the name?
Signed by Emily Swallow, bro.
Oh,
the Armorer herself.
Our secrecy is our survival. Our survival is our strength. Look at that. And you're going to use this for the armor, or you're going to save this?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's going in my display, though. This is the first thing I bought for myself that wasn't an entire collection in a long time.
How much was that? $5 billion?
Nah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but I love it. It's got an authentication sticker on it too, which I'll probably peel off because I don't care if it's authentic. I mean, I care that it's authentic, but what I care about is what's written on it and her signature. So, but yeah. Anyways, Obi-Wan.
Maybe Justin told Howard to hold the release.
I like Joker. Jay's got jokes today.
That is true. That is actually the only thing that I could see making more sense.
No, you know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You see, Justin called Toys Wonderland and told Toys Wonderland to tell Hot Toys to pull the photos.
Yeah, that is the link to Hot Toys, Toys Wonderland.
Although did you see the Facebook post where somebody flew from the Philippines to
dude,
Toys
that
Wonderland
was wild.
again?
Chris, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Go ahead.
They had a police. The guy met. What was Andy? Andy came out and he's
Yeah.
like, "Listen, you owe me something." And Andy said, "Come back when the owner's back." Then they locked him out.
They
And
locked
he
him
ended up
out.
calling the cops. The cops came in, and after this back and forth, they gave him a full refund.
What? When was this?
Bro,
That was a great story, man. I'll send you the
It
link.
was.
Wait. When did this happen? First of all,
I was
just
on-
yesterday, man.
Yeah, I was on vacation. I'm chilling there by the pool, and I'm reading this.
I
I'm
didn't
like,
hear
"Oh my
about
God."
any of it. You guys tell me everything, and nobody told me about this.
It was
Tell
great.
it, Rudy.
So this guy basically he had a bunch of orders with Toys Wonderland. He went to Hong Kong and he found their little warehouse, and he said, "Listen, I walked right in.
Wait, but this wasn't recent because I saw a video of this like a few months ago.
He even quotes. He said he was inspired by what that other guy did, that other collector,
Oh, gotcha. So this is
So
somebody else.
somebody else. He went there. He said, I walked in. It's this shady little warehouse,
Right.
and they've got a ton. I think he said they have a ton of Homelanders, so Homelanders."
Did he take some?
And then he said they're releasing like a couple of figures now and then. He thought that they were doing it just to avoid a fraud statement, right, or being accused of fraud. But he went in. This guy Andy comes out, tells him the boss isn't here. You need to come back when the boss comes here so that we can settle your issues. So he decides to wait outside. They lock him out of the factory. He waits until some owners come back in, some employees come back in. He sneaks back in. They call the cops, and he's got his receipts and everything. And the cops basically stay there until he gets his full refund, and then he walks away.
That's crazy. Did he video the whole thing?
He had pictures. I don't know if he had video.
Dude, he had pictures of the map. Like he mapped it out so he could go walking to the office. He posted pictures of the map. He posted pictures of the chat on WhatsApp. There was so much raw evidence on this thing. There was absolutely no doubt that he was there and doing it. It was the most ruthless takedown I've seen in quite a while. Like I would have written it up much more colorfully than he did, but with all the man, I'm reading the story and I got two windows up on two screens so I can read the story, look at the picture, read the story, look at the next picture. It was ridiculous. It was such a neat story.
I knew somebody had done it, like I said, months ago. That I heard. But I didn't hear somebody else did it.
This was part 2 of that. Somebody else decided to do it. And
insane.
The new meme.
Crazy? I'm surprised nobody has done that to Justin. Show up at Justin's house. No, that's only a matter of time. I'm telling you, that's insane. To show up at a company like that in another continent,
in another country, dude.
In another continent. Forget where's this guy from? Probably what? Ireland or something?
That's wild, man. It's absolutely wild.
Insane. Yo, it's insane. It's insane. Like I said, I'm surprised that hasn't happened to him because I know people are insane. And when it comes to people's money, forget it. If you're willing to take a trip, okay, pay all this money to take a trip for a figure or two.
Bro.
Can you imagine? Yo, it's insane. It's insane. We got Trash Panda. Welcome. Good evening.
Actually, you know, I'm looking through the chat, and there's a development on that story.
Oh, is there?
Apparently, the reason he went there was not to get the refund on his figure, but the reason he went there was to go and drop off his Homelander figure with the rest of them. He's just like, get rid of this.
Oh my God.
Fabs, if you're not gonna laugh, man, I just feel like an asshole.
Oh no, I was reading the next comment. Sorry, I wasn't fully listen. What'd you say?
It's not funny anymore, man. You blew
I
it.
apologize.
I want to apologize to the entire chat.
Thomas Jones never really shows up anymore because Cody scared him off. So now when I see him, I look at the comment right away. He says, "If I make my way to towards Wonderland, I'm not coming home. I'll be locked up in Hong Kong for some time." Exactly. Yo, how do you deal with this? First of all, who speaks English over there? That's number one. Okay, that is number one. Number two, how are you going to be cool about this whole situation? And how are you explaining to these people who don't speak English, most likely, that you're there because they stole money from you? What? Yo, that's
Bro,
crazy.
you just go to Google Translate. That's all.
Can you imagine?
Listen. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Excuse me. Hey, can you listen to this 1 second?
Bro, the next.
Hey, you hold on. I gotta tell you something. Wait. Don't move. Hold on. That's never gonna work. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh man, the next.
Insane. It's insane.
The only way to beat this guy's post about I flew from the Philippines to Hong Kong to get my figure is going to be I learned to speak Mandarin so that way I could go to China to bitch out the factory worker for not wearing gloves when they processed my molded hair head sculpt.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm telling you, I don't know why I didn't hear about this story, but that's insane.
It's a good story, man. It's a good read.
It's a great story, but think about it. How does that make sense? Does anybody know where the guy's from, first of all?
Philippines. I think he was from the Philippines.
Oh, from the Philippines. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That's even worse. He's speaking his language. He's speaking Mandarin. Good luck. My God.
Google Translate from Tagalog to English to Mandarin.
Yo, can you imagine that? The guy speaking his language. Oh, my God.
Right.
Insane.
Dude, that was the most
reasonable accent ever. I know that.
Ethnically insensitive because we can't say the R word, right?
No, that's not true. First of all, I love Filipino people. I love Filipino food.
Oh, what? You've got a Filipino friend now. Is that what you're about to say?
Chicken adobo is one of my favorite dishes in the whole world. For those who don't know what chicken adobo is a staple of Filipino food. It's one of the most delicious chicken dishes I've ever had in my whole life.
Balut.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Joker just says going up with some random.
He said
exactly.
He said
with
Chinaman.
in one hand and the fist in the other.
He said Chinaman.
Can you imagine? Exactly. How does
that could have been worse if he said Oriental instead. The only way that could have gotten more ethnically insensitive.
More ethnically charged.
Ethnically charged. There you go.
Nathan says Google Translate the toys Wonderland. Hands behind your head. Out the figures in the bag when I tell you to. I'm only after the figures you haven't shipped me.
Clap, clap.
Oh my God, that is insane. Oh, Nathan.
Oh man,
Nathan. Oh my God, I'm crying.
It's a party, Rudy. It's a party.
I know. I'm trying to find the picture for.
Oh my God,
Fabs now.
Insane. That is incredible. This story is hilarious. If anyone, yeah, exactly. I didn't hear about any of this. Oriental's a rug, Brandon. Oriental's a rug.
Bro, I'm gonna start correcting people's grammar in the chat. I'll start, bro. I'll be on it right now. In fact, you know what? Here, we're gonna go.
Oh
Let's
no,
see. At Joker.
Brandon, now a few questions for you regarding this character, since you're the encyclopedia for tonight. So as you can see here, you have two looks. You can remove the cape or add the cape, right? So explain what the two looks would be, regarding the figure.
Well, we first saw Kenobi this way in the 2003 miniseries, the micro series, I think is what they call it, when the episodes are like 5 or 6 minutes long. So like the Obi-Wan phase 1 cape. That was, he had the speeder bikes when they were jousting with the bad guys and stuff. That was all really cool. But I think that all in all, like this was like the General Kenobi that we never really got outside of that, because when they brought Clone Wars in, I don't think he was ever in an outfit like this. I think he was always, maybe he had some gauntlets on or some boots or something, but not like this, and definitely not with the cape. I think it's absolutely bitchin'. I cannot wait for this figure. I mean, putting Anakin next to him, somebody was saying that they could go ahead and imagine Obi-Wan being on the staff. If you have the Anakin and staff set,
oh, that'd be sick.
But it's great, dude. Like, I'm so amped up about this fig. I mean, you know me, I don't care for phase 1, so like that helmet's gonna stay in the box forever.
Right.
But this,
but you'd be using. But now explain, like I said, explain to me what the difference between like the cape and not having the cape is. That just up to you?
A cape is a piece of fabric that hangs off the back, as evidenced by the photo. I mean, what are you getting at, Fabs? Like, you're killing me here, brother. What? No, there's no real significance to it. I think the cape was probably like a last second add-on, because when they're jousting on speeder bikes, like the cape is flapping in the wind and stuff, and it was really dramatic. And then Obi-Wan always had that serious frown on his face and that whole kind of look, so yeah, there's I don't know if I'm going to pose him with the cape or not. Probably. I think if I were to pose him with the cape, I would put Anakin's cape on him as well, and just do that kind of regal, we're the generals, we're the shot callers kind of pose, kind of setup. But what does excite me about this, though, is that the way they're doing capes now over the last couple figures, they started it with Moff Gideon, the first Moff Gideon release, where they had magnets inside the cape, so that way it would drape over the shoulder pauldrons. And then they did it again with who was it? There was a recent, the Grand Inquisitor has magnets on his cape as well. So I really like that, because it makes putting the cape on and off a snap. It's really quick and easy. Before they were doing it with Velcro on the underside, like on Anakin's chest shroud on the back, you got to get under there and like kind of peel it off and stuff. That's really clunky, but I love magnets, man. Magnets are awesome
when they're used properly.
Well, yeah, when they're used properly. I mean, I have seen. I did get in a Boba Fett where the guy had he had super glued the magnets in on his own, but he did it wrong. He did one of them backwards. So you're trying to snap this tack on, and it keeps going pop on the one side, and I'm just like, oh, geez. But so that's happened once or twice. But
Trash Man says, cool. What if he never makes it out of the Toys Wonderland warehouse after beating many levels of fist fury bad guys, only to be beaten by the Dragon Claw Big Boss?
That's pretty good.
Can you imagine? It's like a whole video game over there.
He calls up Fabs. And Fabs shows up down there, flashes across the warehouse. Player 2 has entered.
He ends up in Double Dragon.
You're not getting past Andy though.
Yeah, Andy's the final boss.
That's right.
Andy is Ababo.
Bro, who remembers playing Double Dragon so carefully all the way until you got to the last boss just to get your ass kicked and lose the game?
Always 24/7, 365. Commander Crook in the house. Welcome, my friend.
I'm doing
here.
All kinds of names in here, Fabs.
Bested, huh?
All kinds of new names in here. I love it.
No, he's always here. Ryan's been.
Is he?
Yeah. He comes in and then he disappears and then he comes back. I messaged him a few months ago. I was like, "Yo, where'd you go?" And he's like, "Oh no, I disappeared." I was like, "Oh, all right."
I get it. So you guilted him into coming back.
Well, no, not at all. Because I know, I pay attention. Like I tell you guys, I pay attention who's here all the time. Whoever says hello and is in the chat all the time, I always say, and I always know who is always here. That's how I know who's always here. And obviously, we talk outside of here, so I knew that he was like MIS. So I was like, "Yo, you're right." And he's like, "Oh no, I just disappeared." I was like, "Okay." Commander
Crook, send help. He guilts me into coming too. It's ridiculous.
Vibranium Kid. This is a new name. This is a new name. If you're making excuses about the beard to not get it, you're not a real collector. Oh God, why do they do this? Why do they do this? Why do
Maybe you're not a real collector, Fab.
I know, but I don't want to be outed in public. Why do they come on my channel to embarrass me and put me down and make me look like I'm not a real collector in public? I hate it. You guys, stop doing this to me. Why do you have to embarrass me? Why do you have to embarrass me on my own channel, calling me a non-collector? I don't like it. You guys hurt my feelings all the time.
I feel like there's a joke I just don't get with that. It's like, dude, I was gonna bottle cap you so that way it came off. It'd be really funny, and I'm like, nah, screw the life preserver. I'm just gonna let him drown.
Yeah, no. Well, like I said, this is obviously somebody who is hate watching right now and just needed to throw their dig in. But I don't know who said they weren't getting it over the beard. All I was bringing up was the difference in the beard. I never said I wasn't getting it over a beard. So this is how I know they're just being a piece of shit in my chat. And that's why it's a joke.
I feel like you took that a little personally, Fab.
Just like their own life. No, because they come here like talking shit, like it's stupid. Like, why are you wasting your time?
Oh, look at what Nathan Henderson just said. You want me to read this one? I'll read it. Want me to read it? Oh.
No. It was fake. Oh, I was gonna say. I was like, I never said anything about like. No, because I was like, I never said anything about not getting anything. I was like, what are you trying to do? I was like, what the hell?
Rudy, he chased off a brand new guy. This poor guy's gonna go home. He's like 11 years old. He's gonna be crying to mom about how YouTuber abused him on his own channel.
No, because this is what they do. I've never seen that name before. And this is what they say. And I'm like, all right, we just had a conversation about the beard. Nobody said anything about not getting the figure over the beard. So I'm like, this is what they do. And again, I've never seen this name before. So what would I expect?
But Vibranium Kid, very good point, though.
Hey,
very good point.
Yeah, don't leave, please.
He's like, don't leave. No,
that means well.
How would you react? How would you react to somebody you've never seen before, ever, say something like that nobody even said or mentioned? So how would you know that they're being sarcastic when you don't even know who they are? You know, that's my point. My God. Nathan says, Fab gets an email from YouTube a couple of days from now. To-do list, Asian sensitivity training. How do we forget the wrongs? Oh my God, you're unbelievable. You're unbelievable. Fab is my homie with a exactly. No, absolutely. That's what I was saying. But I always make sure that that I check on people, you know, make sure they're okay. He said don't you? No, because I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? That's why I started off soft with the apology.
Oh, Nathan Henderson's next comment. Oh my God.
Fast Channel is like a gang. New man. They want to
get beaten.
Oh my God.
Get over here.
Unbelievable.
Oh, come on, Vibranium Kid.
Nathan, unbelievable. Damn, in the middle of AAP, I heard his this guy. Unbelievable. You guys are crazy. You guys are unreal. All right, back to the poor guy. This guy, everybody's been waiting for this guy. Nobody cares about this guy now. So, as you can see,
Brandon cares about him.
Brandon cares about him. All right, Brandon. So, the rolling eye system, is this something that you like? That is being added to a lot of the figures. Obviously, not all the figures, but most of the figures. Do you think that's do you think that's a good addition to the figures, being that everything's getting more expensive? And do you think that that's just another reason for them to jack up prices by giving us that? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think a lot of collectors really use that feature in the head sculpts?
You know, as evidenced by an entire box of PERS tools that I have, I don't think a ton of people use them. I think it's a great addition to the figure. I think it's a great thing to provide. But I'll tell you, if I were to weigh how many times I spent an hour and a half getting the eyeballs just right for the pose for my figure, right? Versus the innumerable endless hours that I've spent when I sell a head sculpt, poking both of the eyes so they're cross-eyed, so that when the buyer takes it out of the package, he looks at it, he gets a laugh. I've done way more of those than I have posing for my own stuff. So I mean,
But you don't really
I
use it.
think it's great to have. I don't know if it's
exactly. So that's my point. So you're you're literally saying it's a great feature to have, but it doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care for it. So
I just maybe like, I mean, we talked a bunch of times about how my collection sits in the boxes. You know, that's the vast majority of it. I got a couple of shelves with some figs displayed, but they sit in the boxes because I love looking at the side of the box. That's just the way it is. You know, call it what you will.
No, but when it comes down to the actual figure, right? You have stuff displayed.
Right.
The stuff that you do have displayed, you know, would you care if they didn't come with, you know, obviously, like I said, some don't, right? Some already don't have the rolling eye feature.
Right.
So if the ones that, let's say, your favorite figures in the world don't have that feature, would it matter to you?
You know, to me personally, it wouldn't bother me a whole lot if they didn't come with it, because I think they did such a phenomenal job with the head sculpts anyways. What I will say that somebody had asked me about recently that I didn't have an answer for, and I'm not brave enough to find out yet, is how easily the eyes pop out of the head sculpt. Because there are folks out there who want to take, like, say, an Ahsoka head sculpt and put Darth Maul eyeballs in her for the Force corruption. I think that would be amazing if the eyes are interchangeable, like if they pop out easily and you can pop them into another head sculpt. At that point, I'm like, I don't care. Absolutely, every figure needs to have it. No, I'm not brave enough, man. I think I've got like 4 or 5 Ahsoka head sculpts just sitting. So maybe I'll go ahead and I'll take my I'll take my precision tools.
I was gonna say, I think once you figure out how the eyeballs are held in place, I think that's what you're able to, then you're able to figure out, all right, if I pop them out and this is how they're held in place, then I could do it on another head sculpt. But the problem is, are they going to match perfectly? Is it the same exact eyeball size? Is it going to be the same head? You know what I mean? Like
that
female
that
head
definitely crossed my mind.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like a female head sculpt is not going to be the same size as a male head sculpt. So the eyes can't be the same.
Here's the thing about that, though. I think it makes much more sense production-wise that all of the eyeballs are exactly the same, and that it's going to be like the way that they'll minimize and make eyeballs smaller on the female head sculpts, for example, will be by like use of like an epicanthic fold, or, you know, just deeper eye pits and things like that, that they'll be able to really make the eye sculpt look smaller than it actually is. It doesn't make sense to me that they would offer a system like PERS and then every character, or at least male and female characters, have to have different eyeballs. I don't think that works, Fabs. I think, you know, just for the economics of it and the logistics, that all the eyeballs are the same and that they manage that with the head sculpt and the eye craft.
But even though, I mean, that would make sense money wise, right? Constantly reuse this stuff, or
exactly
the same stuff, just constantly repainted. But like I said, the fact that the the head sculpt size is completely different, and all of the eyes have to be different. All of the eyes have to be painted different, completely different.
Painted different, sure.
Right, completely different. Maybe they're using the same exact piece of material that covers the hole in the back, but the thing is, how do they get it to rotate and move? It has to have some anchor points at some point or some place behind the eyeball, behind the eye, to be able to stay and move around with the purse.
I mean, have you looked at the mechanism though? It's
that's
like
the thing. I don't even bother with it. You know what I mean?
So I'll tell you my experience, because I hate moving the eyes around. I
don't touch it. That's what I'm saying.
I like having the feature, right? It's not a make or break for me either. Right. I like having the feature because in my mind, I'm like, if I'm daring enough, I could definitely pose the figures in a really good way. And sometimes when you get a certain look, having the eyes look in a different direction, right, it helps. But inside the head, each eye is almost like an individual peg, and you grab the little socket and you move each one independently. So it almost feels like they're on a ball joint,
right?
Stocking it into the head. and then you're moving each one independently with the little arm that they give you.
Right, with the little stick. Yeah.
Right. And the one time I had to deal with it was Gore, the God Butcher.
Yeah.
I was trying to switch out the head, and I put too much pressure on it, trying to get a certain pose, the hunched over pose. And the thing slipped, and it pushed all the eyes out of alignment, and they were all wacky. So that was the first time I actually had to go back and redo the eyes myself.
So
But
what
they-
was
I
it? It
think
came out of a joint?
They're on a joint, I think, that's socketed into the head, and then there's a little like yeah, you can see it right there.
Right. So I've seen that, but I don't play with it. So now what do you think is keeping them in there?
I think they're socketed
pressure.
into something. I think there's a pressure socket, and then you just move and rotate them around.
I actually think it's a 2-part system, believe it or not. You know what I mean?
I think if we get how many people are watching the feed right here? 30? Is that accurate?
31 it says right now.
Okay, so if 32 people say do it, I'll go ahead and I'll try and poke the eyes out of this Ahsoka head.
Yeah, guys, it's
Oh no,
31.
wait. 35 because there's two of us.
35.
Yeah, 35 people have to say it.
No, I'm saying, but I just said there's 31 of you guys in, hit that like button.
What's up
That
there?
had,
3
nothing to do
mils?
with, that had nothing to do with what you were saying. I was just saying there's 31, hit that like button. When is Rudy dropping the vacation review video?
I dropped a couple of shorts.
Oh, you were out there dropping shorts early?
He was dropping. He was
That kind of sounds like my weekend, man.
He was
My weekend?
He was.
I was if we want to talk about wild weekends and resting vacations and stuff, my weekend took place at a nudist colony where they were having a music festival where free non-medical party favors were just thrown out by the handful, and everywhere you go there was something free on every table, and it was an experience, man. It was quite an experience.
Your weekend was much wilder than mine,
Bro. There's a plot twist. There's a plot twist to that story, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. Only reason I was there was for the holiday that was on Sunday. So that gives you a clue as to who that's close to me lives there 24/7 and said, you have to come down because there's a music festival going on.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Luch. There you go.
Oh.
He's in San Diego, so we got Sasuke. Welcome. How are you? Nice. Some people
And I only know that because I have anime nerd friends.
It says some people hating on it will be the same people who post their pictures of it on their shelf.
Hey, no. They're going to be the same ones, okay, who piss on it, who urinate on it, who say bad things about it over and over again. And then when it goes waitlist, they're going to be looking for one of these figures at a reasonable price, not looking to pay a markup.
And then call you a scalper for having it for $50 more.
Dude, I gotta say, so like I have one or two friends who have been, who are kind of like following in my footsteps, and they're doing parts on one figure here, one figure there. Like they're not a mad lad like I am, but they do a figure here and there. And they're catching a lot of hate, man. Like people are going, I wish my $150 figure was worth $500. And it's like, get out of here, bro. If you had an inkling of how much work it takes to part out figures, okay, you would have nothing to say other than good post, my man.
Good post.
I'm scared, man. I want to pull these eyeballs out, but I don't know. Like,
Derek, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
I almost wonder if you should push them in, right? Like
That's what I was thinking. But I don't have a cloth that's small, that's thin enough.
Right.
Like I have some microfiber, but I don't have anything that's thin enough that I can still put pressure on it, because I don't want to put pliers on the eye sculpt to pop it out.
That'll mess them up. Yeah.
Yeah, I need something with a softer nib on it.
TK says, don't hate me for stalking the Facebook groups to resell on eBay.
Is that Cote?
No.
Oh, no, it's not.
Is that Cote? Imagine. That's so mean.
That guy flips more figs than anybody I know.
Yes. We were talking about that on Saturday, Mike and I. how much because apparently William was selling something that Mike, I guess, could have bought or wanted. And he's like, oh, he's always selling everything. I'm like, I know he's always selling all this stuff, but I'm like, he's always buying stuff. That's why he's always selling stuff. Yo, he's really always buying a lot of stuff.
Dude, I'll give William a lot of credit though. Even while I was on vacation, he's like, "You're killing me, man. You're killing me." Because he's trying to get me that solo Darth Maul, and he had a buyer for me, and I'm like, "Dude, aren't you recovering from?" And he's like, "I got it," and then the guy ghosted us, and he's like, "Well, that sucked, but I got to give him that appreciation. He was trying for me, man."
Yo, I
like him, man. He's a good dude.
Let me tell you something. Every figure that I've told them I needed, I've been able to get through him. Like, he is on the computer all day long looking for. That's why he's always buying stuff at like $50, and that's why he's able to sell at $150 because he buys everything at $50. You know what I mean? So I sent him a list. I said, "Yo," I said, "I need these figures." I said, "Whenever you see them," I said, "Let me know." My tactical Batman, boom, got it. It was used, but it was literally like brand new. What else? Oh, my Artisan through him, boom. I got every most limited pieces that I wasn't able to get myself through him, boom. My Wonder Woman through him, boom. Everything through him. You know,
I like that he's figured out that rather than posting in the groups, he can just like message me and be like, "Hey, dude, I got these 5 things." And I'm like, "Send it." Ship it. Ship it. I'll pay you when I get back to my computer. Just send it.
All right, guys. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of tonight, which it's gonna get juicy, guys. Please, if you guys gotta leave, it's fine. But you're gonna.
How bad is it? Jesus.
No, it's gonna get juicy.
I just decided I ain't got anywhere to be. What are we talking about, bro?
No, we're gonna get into a topic later. I was just letting them know. So, Rudy, now that you're back,
he's like that.
Now that you're back, okay?
Yes.
From vacation,
right? From living the life. We got this guy, Artisan and Sculpted. Okay.
Oh, I did it. Sorry.
You popped it out?
Yeah, I think I got one of them. Yeah. Oh, dude, they pop right out.
Let's take a look.
This is so exciting. This is so beep-a-dee, beep, 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 beep. Breaking news. Oh, dude, I'm creeping myself out. I can't look.
Wait, so what's on the sides? Is it joint?
So it's like socketed.
It's pressure, bro.
It's like a peg.
I can't look at it. That's so scary.
That's awesome. So you could eye swap, guys. You heard it here first.
I swap.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh,
that's
wow.
it. So we just switched up the pricing. Head sculpts with movable eyes used to be $75 a piece. Now you're gonna pay $75 for the head sculpt and then $15 a piece for each eye.
Oh, that's very smart.
That's great, man. Look at it. It came right out. I can't believe it.
Awesome. That's a great idea. So now you could split the eyes and the. So you're saying which eyes are they trying to do? The Darth Maul eyes to that Ahsoka?
Yeah, bro. You know
cool.
what this means? This means do we have an Anakin? Oh, we don't have an Anakin with posable eyes, do we?
No, we don't. Not yet.
Bro, we got to start making a list of figures with posable eyes. All the malls do, so you can put them in an Ahsoka head. Dude, I got to put this eyeball back. It's freaking me out, man. I can't do this. Like, I don't watch scary movies when it's dark outside. That's what kind of,
Joker J says, Brandon, how many Stormtrooper backdrops are you getting requested?
Bro, it's ridiculous. Okay, so my supplier hit me up and said, hey, I need some input. I'm not really feeling these shadow troopers. And I'm going, I'm feeling like that. I'm nervous about it too, because usually I get a flood of messages. When a figure drops, I can count on 10, 15 messages going, hey man, I want to pre-order XYZ. And it's like, all right, I'll tighten you up. Let's go from there. But with those 2 figures, I got no messages at all. But I did get flooded with people asking for both of them, the red one and the white one. Like, I don't want to buy the whole figure. I just want the backdrops. How many can you get me? And I'm like, well, here's the thing, man. Nobody else wants the figures. So the backdrops are going to be expensive. Like, we're looking at, I don't know, 100, 125. And it's like, okay, well, let me see. I wanted 5, but maybe I'll do 4. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to get I don't want to wind up with a bunch of these figures in inventory and not be able to sell the parts.
Right.
You know what I mean? I guess I could go ahead and I could sell them to army builders, but at the same time, my retail my retail person discount is percentage based. So the cheaper a figure is at release, okay, the less of a discount I get. So I will sell a $400 figure all day long before I take time to sell a $200 figure because there's no profit in it. So I'm really kind of iffy about whether or not I'm going to go ahead and get those in, but I have been getting flooded. People want the red ones, people want the white ones. You know, it's such a bummer that they're only coming on stormtroopers. If they came on a figure that had more unique parts to it, more, you know what I mean, like a head sculpt or something, somewhere where I could recoup some of that money, it'd be great. But yeah, people want those backdrops. They really, really do. And now I can't get the eye back into the head.
Imagine. No, you'll get it.
Eye patch time.
So
eye patch. Let's go with an eye patch.
So eye patch.
I know how I can do this.
So Rudy. So now we get, like I said, we get God Loki, right, from the ending of the Loki series.
Yeah.
As you can see,
Spoiler alert.
We get a golden throne. We get some fancy hands with some effects. I don't know if you know, but the price for the Artisan is $500. For the standard was, I believe, $290 or $295. What do you feel about the Artisan? Do you feel this figure is necessary? Are you excited for the figure? Did you want the figure? And how do you feel about the price?
Yeah, first of all, as a Marvel guy, this was coming home. As soon as they announced it, I was like, this is coming home. I'm going to get it. I got into the queue. Remember, I think I texted you. I was like 2,000. And then I saw the price. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not paying for the Artisan. But I did pre-order the standard version, the collector's version. Because it's the exact
What did you
same
not like
thing.
about the Artisan?
I'm not going to pay $150 for the rooted hair when he's got like it's just, I like the sculpted, and I'm like, I'm not going to pay $150 for that. So I if you got it, it's great. It's super limited, but for me, it comes with the exact same pieces. So you're paying $150 just for the rooted hair. To me, that was way too much. And even as somebody, just based on the volume of figures I pick up, right, saving $150 lets me pick up another figure.
It's a big deal.
and like I have the Scarlet Witch, right, Artisan on order, and I have the Jack Sparrow, and I think those benefit really greatly from the Artisan. Loki, I think if Loki had longer hair, it'd have been one of the other movies, maybe. But this particular look, I don't know that it needed Artisan. And for me, I didn't feel like I needed to pay that extra price. Plus, with the $20 coupon that I had from Sideshow, I got it for $270. So,
so you got the sculpted?
Yeah, I already pre-ordered it. Yeah, pre-ordered the sculpted.
Now, how do you feel about the actual outfit? Like, because my thing is, we can say that the reason why the Artisan is an extra $150 is because of the hair, right? That's the only difference. Literally, that's the only difference.
That is right.
But even at $290, right, which is probably the standard of a figure, but even so, right, with a throne at $290, it's kind of cheap if you think about it.
Yeah, it's a sure deal.
Because they could have easily overcharged because of the throne, even though it's just a chair, right? We're calling it a throne. It's literally just a chair. They added that as part of the whole package at $290.
Right.
Again, because I believe, and this is what I said, regarding the Artisan as well, was that this is a bare bones figure. This is nothing special. This is strictly cloth and a body, right? Like, there is nothing fancy. There's no diamonds. There's no pearls. There's no stones. There's nothing fancy to make it glittery. There's nothing, there's nothing godlike in this outfit, on the outfit. Like, for example, the Endgame outfit, right? The Endgame outfit is, godly outfit. It's, that pleather. It looks fancy. It's got the gold, pop. It's got all these different godly things, right? I feel like every other Loki in the past has had the same thing, a fancier look to him. Now you have a figure that's literally strictly cloth, no design really to it, nothing fancy about it, with a chair at 290. So what does that say? Number one, I think that they recognize that the figure is a nothing figure, right? I think that I'm not going to say to avoid any problems, because I feel like whatever they price their stuff at, it is what it is. You either buy it or you don't. You can complain all you want about it, but you're either going to find it cheaper if you really want it, or you're not going to buy it at all, right? So I can't even say that they did that to avoid any backlash or any complaints or any people, complaining about the price point. But I think it goes to show that they know, that they realize when it may seem like they're taking advantage, but that doesn't even make sense to say, because think about it. We're paying an extra $150 for fake hair.
Yeah,
That's a ripoff,
Look,
so,
when it comes to this figure, right? I mean, look, I agree with you. It's a very bare bones figure. You're getting a chair that, right, is pretty simple. I mean, it's got some detail work to it, but when you feel it, it's probably going to be plastic. It's going to be a little hollow. It's not going to be anything crazy, right? You're paying for this because it's Loki from the end of Loki season 2, and it's like the end of his arc, at least for the moment, right? And if you watch the show, that was pretty much the moment where he becomes the hero. He goes from that sniveling little weasel that we meet in the first Thor to the kind of sort of villain in the first Avengers movie, right? To all that storyline to just end in this moment of sacrifice. So that's why you're getting this figure. You're getting, or at least I'm getting it for what it represents.
well,
Right. And then from a price point, I agree with you. I think there's not much that he could have come with. He had to come with that chair.
correct.
And he had to come with the effect pieces. But right, I'm not going to fault Hot Toys necessarily for the outfit, because I think it's pretty much screen accurate to what we got.
So correct, but it's not about them not making it accurate. It's about how cheap the figure is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So I think and this is where, even though I got into the queue and I managed to get the chance to order the Artisan, when I saw the price differential, right, the first thing I looked at was, what are the differences? And, Hot Toys has been doing something good with the two versions, which is they're pretty much identical, and you're just paying for the Artisan is literally paying for the rooted hair. So when I saw this, right, and the 150 price point difference for the rooted hair, to me, that was like, at $290, this was a figure that I felt was reasonably priced for me. At almost $500 for the rooted hair, I didn't need that, right? There's no reason to do that for me.
Well, it's not justifiable.
Just to circle back on what you were saying earlier, Rudy, to complement what you were saying, can we just all be in agreement right now that Loki's MCU or Loki's character development and storyline is top shelf, top tier. I didn't see the very last episode of Loki, and I kick myself for it every time I think about it, because I watched the entire series, but I hate waiting a week for the next episode.
Right.
So I actually never finished it. So, I get the gist of what happens, but where he started as a villain, as a lackey for Thanos,
Right.
Okay, his entire story arc through the relationship with his brother, or the relationship with his family, to the relationship with his brother, and everywhere he went from then on, for it, even the whole TVA thing, and for it to culminate like this, I thought is absolutely brilliant. It's one of the best told stories in the entire MCU.
Right.
I'm a sucker. For those of you who know me a little bit more intimately, I write, I'm science fiction novel in the works. I develop worlds, I tell stories, I do all these great and amazing things. But so I really have an affinity and a love for a well-developed character and character arc. And they absolutely nailed it with this one. And I think that's the driving factor. It's like, I know we use the term, we kind of bandy around the term ripped off or overpriced and things like that. We do that quite a bit sometimes. But at the end of the day, I don't think you're shelling out $300 or $450 for a figure that has no accessories. You're shelling it out because, you're a Loki fan and you've got his first entry and you got every version of him up until that point. And I can absolutely see a display where you have villain Loki with the golden horns and everything next to the Loki with that beautiful long hair that he's got. Oh man, I'm not at an angle or anything, but I'll tell you, he's a handsome person. So and then all the way down to, you know, the TVA look, and then culminating with this. I think I think this is a must-have, and I'm going to go out on a plank here a little bit. Watch Fabs dump me into the ocean, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is a must-have for anybody that is a Loki fan, because if you're a Loki fan, you have all those different iterations of him, and
Right.
you have to have this one if that's the case.
Right, and
You
that's
know,
exactly.
I think it's a great figure.
Yeah, you're 100% right, because I have the Avengers Loki, right? I always hated that they never made the Loki from the first Thor movie, right? They teased it.
Oh, they did.
They teased it in the catalog, right? And then they never released that one. We got Odin and we got Thor, but we never got that original Loki. Then we got Avengers Loki, we got Dark World Loki, Ragnarok Loki. I've gotten all those, the TVA Lokis. So to have that journey in 6-scale form and not get this figure, there was no way.
Yeah,
Like, this is like the
exactly.
culmination of that.
Well,
yeah, the only thing that I feel like they could have done much better to kind of with the artisan to drive and justify the price point a little bit better is if they dropped the backdrop, or if they just made it like the stars and the purple on the backdrop, and then had another accessory, maybe magnetic or something that clips into the back of the throne to give you more of those strands all the way around him, you know, so that way he's reaching out and he's grabbing them and such, but then, you know, give it that 3-dimension, you know, give it that third dimension, and then just have the backdrop be like the spatial background, which I get was probably, you know, cost prohibitive. But if you're going to do a limited run on a figure,
actually think about it. I don't think it would have been that expensive to attach, you know, a bunch of these strands to glue, or like you said, a magnetic attachment piece like they did for the Death Strange and those extra arms. And
exactly. I was just about to use him as an example.
Yeah, that would have been very cheap. Those things don't cost anything, and it would have made it look a little bit fancier, but obviously we would have had to pay more. But one thing I want to make clear, first of all, Big Dog Pound, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. What I was saying, you know, with the rip-off comment was not necessarily, you know, in a bad way, right? But it's $150 for hair. Again, it's very expensive. The reason why I say a rip-off is, again, we got to understand that it's somebody actually sitting there doing that, right? It's not like a sculpted piece, like I said, that once it's sculpted, they cast it and then they keep making copies of that one master mold, right? This is different. This is somebody actually sitting there doing these pieces by hand, which is why they're so limited, you know, or else they wouldn't be 1,200, 1,500, 2,000. They would be 10,000 like everybody else, you know? Right. So I understand that it takes actual, you know, labor to make these figures, right? Even more than you would your standard head sculpt, right? So it justifies the markup of that price. Does it justify the 150? Then don't buy it. You know what I mean?
I think that's what I like that Hot Toys is doing, and I think it's interesting that they didn't do that with the Anakin, right? Because that's the only one where they only released one artisan figure. Right, they didn't release a sculpted version of that Anakin. Sorry, meaning that they did dual releases, right? They did.
Got it.
They did every artisan with the exception of that Anakin, right? From Joker, Scarlet Witch, Loki, what is it? Dark Empire, Luke. Right, they've had a sculpted version, and I like that Hot Toys is doing that, where they're like, listen, if you want the premium, if you want that, like you're saying, Fabs, right? The figure that takes more effort to put together. Here's the option, here's what it costs to do. But if you want something that still gives you that same sculpt, still gives you everything that the artisan has, you can pay a little bit less for that. So I appreciate that they're doing that.
Well, so what did I tell you guys from day one? The moment Hot Toys saw people going crazy over Inart, this is what Inart did to us. We were perfectly fine without this artisan crap. Okay, we were already paying enough for these Hot Toy figures.
Right.
We didn't need Inart to come in and disturb anybody, okay, and get us paying more money for better product than they're making. That's the most embarrassing part of this whole thing, okay? That they came in thinking that they were going to take over a certain market that they ended up losing anyway. You know, you still have your Inart fans buying their stuff every, you know, once a year, but it doesn't I wish that Inart had never existed. And I don't mean it.
You tell us how you really feel, buddy.
No. And I don't mean. This is why I want to explain. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like I don't mean it like I wish that they like in a malicious like I wish it. No, not like that. What I mean is this: if you're going to be a company that's going to come in, okay, and you're going to come off as if you're pioneering something, because that's what it came off as. Oh, they're making all these rooted head sculpts. They're the pioneers because Hot Toys doesn't do this, right? So this is how it came off. Now Hot Toys is doing this, okay? Remember that how they sold it to everybody was how? Oh, Viper's working, is overseeing the project, right? Everybody heard Viper, and whoever knew Viper, oh my God, Viper. Turned out Viper was watching these people making. He didn't do nothing. He didn't get involved in any way. So that was number one. Number two, the price point, right? So everybody was perfectly okay overpaying for something that just was rooted because it was rooted. Now Hot Toys is not only overcharging for them, right? Meaning we're paying way more for them, but they're making them even more special. At least that mentality of that mind game of special by calling them limited. They're adding, the Q to the North American people to make it feel like, oh man, this is really limited. If I don't get one, I got to go find it somewhere else or overpay for it. So my point is,
hate that Q, man.
So my point is this. My point is, Inart, if they were going to come in, then come in and be about what you're supposed to be. Meaning.
Well, here's the thing though, Fab. Like I hear where you're coming from, all that, and I'm inclined to agree. But can we really say that Inart is competing with Hot Toys? I mean, no. Hot Toys has all the biggest licenses. Inart can't do that. Even if they were going ahead and they're just doing, even if they were doing knockoffs, until Inart tackles a figure that Hot Toys has done an artisan edition of, I don't think it's really a discussion, to be honest. I mean, we go to Inart when we want like Paul Atreides. I am a massive, massive Dune fan. Okay, I will talk about, bro. We usually run the show when it's me and you. We run the show for like 3 hours, and we still got stuff to say. We just got to let everybody else go. Right. I will talk about Dune forever. There's no stopping me. Right. So it's like Hot Toys isn't going to do Dune figures for whatever reason.
Well,
maybe they don't have a license, whatever it is.
And that's my point. I don't mean it like I said. That's what I was trying to explain. I don't mean it like I wish that they didn't exist in the sense of because of what they're making or anything like that. No, the fact that we have competition is great. The fact that again without Inart we wouldn't be getting probably a lot of these figures anyway, because
there you go. Capitalism drives innovation.
No. And that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean it in a malicious way by any means at all. That's what I was trying to explain what I meant by that. What I meant by I wish they didn't exist was they added more stuff for us to collect. Okay.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say, I hate when the haters come on the stream, man, and they start going off about.
No, I don't. Obviously, like I said, it's nothing wrong with it because I'm perfectly happy, with my Pennywise, right? It's out of scale. It's not as good as the Hot Toys, in my opinion, but that head sculpt was a 10 all day long, right? So I'm happy with that. The Joker, it's very, very decent figure. I'm okay with that. So that's not the point. The point is they came out. So if you're going to be a company that you're going to come out and say, this is what we're about, right? But then you come out and you half-ass everything. Have problems with everything. Your production sucks. Your distribution sucks. Your, everything sucks. And then not only that, but the way you are announcing figures, how frequent you announcing figures, how it's like there's no what's the word? There's no, like, you don't have a set focus. There's no direction to you as a company. You're just all over the place. You're nowhere to be found. Then you pop up with something and all of a sudden everybody loses their mind, calls you the best company in the world, but then you disappear again for another, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm saying I wish that they didn't exist, because it doesn't even matter that they came out to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
So just so that way it's out there, Inart, if you're looking for streams to sponsor, we're definitely interested. Just reach out to me, Brandon, at thezap.co, not .com, but .co, and we'll get all the arrangements and the contract signed so that you too can advertise on this station.
William Westbrook, welcome. Nice to see you.
I'm doing.
A new name. He says, "How does this man collect hot toys but doesn't have the pigeons?" Watch that TV show. Is that you, Brandon?
I said it. I like looking at the boxes. I like smelling the Hong Kong air, bro.
Hong Kong air. I'm going to explain with Homelander. Endgame Loki was supposed to be the one to have fail. Yeah, they that hair, they did mess up that hair. That has, I mean, I understand that their goal was to have him displayed, or at least they hoped that everybody was going to have it displayed with the helmet on.
Right.
The problem is, I have 3 original Lokis from the original Avengers, so obviously I'm going to want the Endgame look to that Endgame figure. So I'm going to display him without the helmet, with the handcuffs on, blah blah blah, and of course, it's going to look funky because that's not how you hope people displayed it. You know what I mean? So I have mine, no helmet on, back there with the mouthpiece and the handcuffs on, because I didn't want to do another helmeted Loki. I already had, every year Loki has a helmet, Big Dog Fan says, hot toys could kill 2 birds, 1 stone. They can reuse the branches Loki is holding and repaint them and say it is Victor Timely being oh, that is true. Those strings, very true. Those rubber
Victor
strings.
Timely?
Victor Timely was the original version of what's his name? Kang,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was the old man. He was the old man.
Oh, because he got it. Yeah.
He was the one with the inventions, who created all that stuff.
Can we just detour on that for a second? Why in the hell do we abandon epic storylines instead of just recasting an actor? What the hell, man? Like, honestly, with the technology that we have today, they could easily go back and just like put somebody else's face on the guy. You know what I mean? We saw them do it with Leia, in Rogue One. They did it with Peter Cushing's face in Rogue One. They did it with Luke Skywalker. Yeah, it's like, bro, why are we... Paul Walker? Okay, why are we abandoning the Kang storyline, when we could just put somebody else in the role, man? Like, was he so, look, I get it. Nobody, after Heath Ledger, nobody can be the Joker ever again. I mean, they can try, but they ain't going to do it, okay? It was that is Heath Ledger's role, just like it was Jack Nicholson's role until Heath Ledger came along. Okay, well, that's it.
That is a true statement, but it depends on what type of Joker the next Joker will be. So look at the Joker for the new Joker for the Batman. I'm going to tell you this right now. We saw, it was at the post-credit scene that we actually got a glimpse of what he's supposed to look like. He's supposed to be appearing not in the second movie, but in the third movie. Okay, I can tell you this right now. He will not be like what's his name? Like the original '89 Joker, Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
He will not be like Heath Ledger by any means whatsoever. He will be his own version of a Joker, and I can tell you right now, it'll be an incredible version. It'll never compare to Heath Ledger, but the fact that it's already he's already looking sick, like he's looking, how distorted and disgusting his face looks already, that alone is going to make him appealing as a completely different Joker, right? So the people who are watching this Batman now, that's going to be their Joker. You know what I mean? That's going to be how they remember.
I guess.
I
mean, that's like saying not my president, but okay.
Not my president.
But I honestly, man, the only way that I see the Joker ever being topped beyond Heath Ledger is if they were able to take Mark Hamill's Joker from the animated series and translate him to live action. That personality, the mentality, the goofiness, the dark humor and the jokes and stuff. That's the only way they're ever going to top Heath Ledger. And I'll tell you, I don't think the actor that can pull that off has been born yet.
Well, like I said, that Joker will never, the new Joker will never compare to the other two Jokers. You know what I mean? It's going to be a completely different type of Joker.
It's going to be unique because
exactly. That's the word, unique, right?
The way they set up the world, right? Look, everybody was doubtful about Pattinson, and then I think he did a great job with the role.
That's fair.
Right? It doesn't mean that, Batfleck, who is awesome and probably one of the best, like, physically imposing Batman out there, doesn't mean that, we care about him less. I agree with you that the Heath Ledger Joker is iconic. I think I'd be curious to see what the new guy does, right? He's a great actor. It's a great director. So I think there could be a good story there that still respects what Heath Ledger did, but gives us a really good take on the Joker that, it's still pretty interesting. But going back to your point about recasting, the MCU is no stranger to recasting. So I would expect them to do Kang. I mean, Rhodey got recasted, Don Cheadle, right? Terrence Howard. So I would expect somebody to get recast. I don't think they're abandoning that Kang storyline. Just yet.
It seems like a really odd and odd way, because they're shifting gears now from the Kang storyline to the what's the new storyline they're going with? The new big
Secret
bad?
Wars.
Secret Wars, right?
Right.
So they're going that, and I'm just thinking to myself, I feel like we're missing out, because apparently, I mean, I guess Jonathan Majors, that's the actor's name, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess Jonathan Majors did a really great job. I never watched the movies because, honestly, after Endgame, I think there were 1 or 2 Avengers movies I've seen after Endgame, because I feel like that was the pinnacle of the MCU. I feel like I saw a lot of love for the Kang character and where that storyline was going. I think that they should have taken another 5 or 8 years to set it up the same way that they set up Thanos over 10 years. I don't get it. I hope that we go back to that, because I feel like we shifted gears from the Kang storyline to, okay, well, let's focus on X-Men and stuff instead, which is great. I love X-Men. If you want to talk about comic movies, like, yeah, I'm a big fan of the Avengers and stuff, but I didn't grow up reading Avengers comics. I grew up reading X-Men comics,
Right.
so I'm super excited about that. Again, a lot of people loved that character. A lot of people loved where the storyline was going, and so on and so forth. And I just feel like there's no focus. It's like, it's as if they went ahead and Kevin and John were like shifted to Star Wars, or at least or they took the MCU off their plate for whatever reason, and we've seen nothing but a stark contrast in terms of quality. It's like when they were at the helm, every movie that dropped, I mean, it may not have been a box office smash, but it was a well-told story and it blended in well. I mean, we can even go back to TVA, Loki, got all the way down Loki's story arc. You know that they filmed one of those movies like 8 years before the culmination of God Loki. Okay, and they were still able to go back and make his lines that he delivered, make them significant, right, as quite significant to the end of the storyline. Okay, like when he says, "I'm burdened with glorious purpose," like that was hyperbolic in the beginning. It was like, oh man, this guy's ego is so massive, but it fits him because he's a villain. And now 8 years later, you see where he culminates in God Loki with he's burdened with terror, with glorious purpose. Like, right, it fits and it hits in a completely different way, and it makes that character fresh and brand new again. So I feel like there's just missed opportunities with them going, okay, we're going to put Kang on the shelf. Even if they do go back to him, like, why? Like, who's calling shots over there, man? Can we get somebody on the phone? Like, I feel like if I just had a talk with some of these people at Marvel, I could just fix everything that they're doing wrong. It's killing me.
Look, I feel the same way. As somebody who's been watching Marvel, and I'm more forgiving than most, I think, because I've still been watching their shows. Pretty much anything Marvel I will consume at this point. But even I have to agree, right, that after Endgame, the biggest issue I've had is they've introduced a ton of characters, and instead of focusing on characters that have really hit,
bingo,
right? Like, you got Shang-Chi. Everybody loved that movie, right? Mm-hmm. It hit, and it was like the start. Oh, we're starting new, and it's been like how many years since we've seen him again?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Because when they took a decade to give us the first Marvel movies, the first 20 or 22, whatever they were, over 10 years, okay, they took the time to build up each individual character, okay, and there was enough character development for each one of them that we not only began to identify with those characters, but we began to love those characters. Right. Okay, we became vested and interested in the direction they went. Okay, if Tony Stark fell over and broke an ankle, it was like, oh my gosh, I totally get that. Oh no, right, but like now you get characters like Kamala Khan, right? Is her name? Is that
Right.
Kamala? That's Ms. Marvel.
With Marvel.
Like again, okay, so I don't know when her books came out, okay, but what I heard was that they dropped. She was supposed to be a temporary run, like a season, a summer season run with 4 issues, and they canceled the series like halfway through because literally nobody was buying and reading the books because they don't take any time to endear those characters to us anymore. So
Right.
I'm not saying that Ms. Marvel is a terrible character or whatever the other other people that are less articulate can describe. What I'm saying is that they never took the time to make us care and
Right.
become
She wasn't
invested
introduced
in these new
properly.
characters.
Right.
Yeah, it's like even and it started with Captain Marvel. Okay, because Captain Marvel, they had a decent footing with. I get that, I will admit that I was a little bit annoyed with the girl power message, through the soundtrack and everything. But whatever, I was a fan of No Doubt. Like I'm there for a decent Marvel movie. Let's check it out. And then by the end of Captain Marvel, they're like, okay, well, we're not going to bring her back for a while, but when she comes back, oh, she was just out surfing the galaxy, helping
Right.
people that don't. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, why aren't you telling some of those stories? Why
But
aren't you
that
showing
was
us what Captain Marvel's up to?
that was something that they missed. And look, even like you said, we got Iron Man, we got Iron Man 2, we got Captain America, and then we saw them come together in an Avengers movie.
Yes.
And what they did here is the big movie for this phase was Black Panther 2, which I saw Uncarded, didn't like it. I actually thought it was pretty decent for what they had
I
to
never
work
saw it.
with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a Black Panther movie, and it's like you've got all these other characters you just introduced. Some of them were decent, some of them you could have done without. But instead of having a movie where they all come together to deal with something, so they're fresh in our mind, and we're getting to see another story, we're just continuing down this path of introducing other characters. And it's like, all right, we're losing track of everybody. That's why I think Loki was such a big hit, because this is a character we were so used to, we grew to know, and his show had impact, right?
Mhm.
Where some of the other shows, She-Hulk, listen, I
Bro, yeah.
watched
Oh
it,
my
and
gosh.
that was the first one that kind of like,
Was it the first one though? I
a good
mean,
point.
definitely one of the first.
It's a good point that Rudy makes, and my question to you guys is this: if we're talking about, Brandon's mentioning that they don't really care, for us to get to know the characters properly anymore. What do you think then is their mentality or their point in making each series? Like, for example, the Miss Marvel series. Why would they buy? You know what I mean? Like, what? So if that's not their introduction to the character, which it is, right? And I think that's their way of making, or at least trying to make us fall in love with the character by giving us their origin story or their storyline, or in a series. And you're saying that they're not bothering doing that. What do you think the goal is by them giving us?
I don't think that they're not bothering doing that, right? I think they're introducing characters they think are going to be hit. And Miss Marvel, I watched it with my wife because we watched all the Marvel stuff, and even the first 2 episodes, we thought, this is not for us. This is like a teenage show. And then we hit episode 3, and the thing takes a serious turn, and we were like, oh, well, they should have kind of advertised this as something.
Yeah, they should have started. They should have opened with that.
Told me it was going to be better,
right? But again, right? I feel like there were certain shows where they built up characters that people seem to respond to, right? Even Miss Marvel seemed to have a good response. My issue, I think, is they started doing too much, right? Instead of trying to do a couple of characters, bring them together, introducing a couple more characters, bringing them together, introduce a couple more characters like we did in the Path to Endgame, they just decided we're going to introduce 20 new characters, never bring them together, and there's still this arching story, right? Overarching story we're trying to tell, but there's no cohesion to it. And I think that's the only hope I have, is that after the failure of the Marvels, right? After, don't even get me started on
everything since Endgame. You could just
on
say
Secret
like
Invasion. Well, I like some things. Like I like Moon Knight. I like things. Secret Invasion was probably my biggest disappointment that
a lot of people said that, yeah,
because it was just such a great story that they messed up. But after all that, I'm kind of hopeful that they saw some failure. You're seeing them take a pause. This year, the only movie we're getting this year is what? Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hopeful that means, that they're relooking at everything, right? Captain America 4 They're reshooting a ton of that movie, right? So the hope is they paid attention and they're like saying, they seem to be saying the right things, which is, look, we're going to focus on characters that hit at this point.
I don't even
Instead
think
of
it's,
So-
I don't even
so
think it's
here's the thing,
character
Rudy.
only though. I think it's more storyline as well.
right, and I think that's the thing. If you can unite the story, like the Eternals, right? They had that massive Eternal emerging from the ocean. I think it got referenced in She-Hulk in one little scene on the screen. Nobody's talked about
Nobody
it.
talked about it. Yeah.
And finally, the rumor is that the new Captain America movie is going to deal with that, right? And that's going to introduce not vibranium, but adamantium.
Adamantium, yeah.
And right, that's going to fold into Thunderbolt, which is also getting filmed now and got rewritten. So I'm hopeful that they're starting to put some kind of that cohesion back into things a little bit, and they're starting to realize that's what people liked about the MCU, and that's what they're going back to.
So I'm gonna disagree with both of you guys on this. I mean, you guys, you definitely have good points, and in an ideal world, your points are absolutely valid. I think though that where we're getting with this and the problem that we've had, no, it is funny. It's meant to be funny, but at the same time, it's kind of serious. And I hate having to branch into this with the MCU because I feel like it derails the stream a little bit and takes it into a direction I don't like to go. But here is like the cold and hard truth about it. Okay. And being somebody who worked at Disney for a number of years, I am intimately familiar with the culture of that company. It was one of the reasons why I left. The problem that we get with the MCU is that as we're seeing society change politically, okay, you have the companies that are making entertainment are absolutely heavy on one side of the political spectrum. So what you're seeing is them trying to drive and develop and deliver a message instead of telling a good story. Okay, because we're taking, like, why do you think you're seeing all these characters that never had successful comic books, that nobody ever read about, that nobody cares about? Monica Rambeau, who cares?
Yep.
Okay, but like,
I always wondered that.
you're getting that because they want to say girls can do it too. Girls can do it better. They want to say like all these things. And again, it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum you fall on or what your opinions are, you know, in that regard. That's not what this is about. It's just that in general, you're seeing that culture. Entertainment is definitely heavy on one side of the political spectrum. And that's what they're pushing out. That's why we go ahead and we get messages like we get when the show starts failing, like look at the people who are making the shows. Okay, the people that are making the shows that you think, is somebody trying to deliver a political message? When you look up who these people are and you see what they've done in the past, and then you start reading their blog posts and stuff, they're extremists on one side. Okay, so they're trying to push, you know, their own message through beloved properties, and that's why they don't work.
Right.
Okay, okay, we got 10 years of phenomenal MCU because the entire MCU was about telling stories.
Right.
Okay. The closest they ever got with politics was when you had Civil War. You had Civil War, and it was the constitutionalists versus the government, the people who back the government. Okay, that's as political as it got. But nowadays you're saying, okay, well, let's push this agenda with this show, and then when the show's failing because nobody wants to go ahead, we watch superheroes because we want to escape from reality. We watch
Right.
Star Wars because we want to escape from reality. We don't want to be a part of the nonsense and the garbage that goes on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Okay, but when they
But
go
they
ahead,
bring it in.
exactly, and then you go ahead, you have, okay, our show's failing. Nobody watched it past the second episode. What are we gonna do? Oh, call Lizzo. Get Lizzo over here. Call so and so, Megan Thee Stallion. Let's get her over here.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a big name in pop culture, and it's like, so
Make
they're
her twerk.
front
Make
loading.
them twerk.
Exactly, and they're front loading the stories instead of writing good stories. Again, it doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. What we
Right.
should be getting is phenomenal storytelling, because these are properties that guys like me and people who spend money, let's say it that way, no matter who it is, the people who are spending money, who are buying merch, who are going ahead and going to the movie theaters and such, they grew up with these characters. Okay,
Right.
and I hate to break it to you, okay, but Tony Stark, that everybody fell in love with from the 1950s all the way up until when they killed him 4, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, how long ago was Endgame? 6 years ago. Okay, rich white guy. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what to say about it. It's just the truth. That's how they always wrote his comic book. Okay, so the people that are out there that are old enough, that are making the money, that are spending the money, are the ones who grew up with that comic book. They want to see the pictures that they had in their minds come to life. They want to see the pictures in the comic book pages come to life. And that's why we're getting an MCU now that just feels watered down and uninteresting and disconnected.
Right.
So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, you're right. Sorry, go ahead, Fabs.
No. I was just letting him know that he was very true with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, because when you talk about storytelling, you're 100% right. Because look at one of the biggest action icons. Fabs and I were talking about this. We were talking about Aliens and Ripley, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was something where she was a character that naturally evolved. It was a well-written story by Ridley Scott and then James Cameron. And we got a natural development of a character that at the end of the movie, I don't know anybody who wasn't rooting for that woman to win.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? She's one of those characters, and it was just naturally done. There was no real agenda there other than corporations.
Correct.
Exactly. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. Because if you're going to deliver a political message, you can't make it personal. You cannot alienate half or 70% of your audience because you want to go ahead and criminalize, because we live in a society now where apparently if you have white skin, you're an R word. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if we can say that word, but it's wacky. It's wacky. Let's just tell good stories. Let's write good stories. And I hate to say it, and I'm Hispanic. My blood is Mexican. Okay. I don't believe that hiring people based on the color of their skin is a good thing. I believe that we should be hiring writers and directors and showrunners who are the best people for the job. Okay, the ones who have, like Ron Howard. Ron Howard came in and he saved that movie. He saved Solo. Solo wasn't a bad movie. It had a couple of janky, awkward moments, but he saved that film when you had these two younger guys who came in the scene and thought they were going to do something, wild and crazy with Star Wars. And he came in and he cleaned up the mess. Yeah, we're gonna say it has to do with cars driving fast competitively against each other. We're gonna call them that one. But no, but that's where I'm coming from. That's where I'm getting at, is like, if we just focused on bringing the right people in for the job versus whatever their diversity class is, then we would just get better stories. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is. I understand that the world isn't ideal. Okay, my middle name is Davis. Okay, Brandon Hernandez got refused for jobs on paper all the time. Okay, got turned down for exhibiting at events. Okay, got passed over for corporate environment jobs and so on. Okay, or not corporate. That was a different story. But when I dropped the Hernandez and I went by Brandon Davis, all of a sudden I started getting responses for stuff. So, but here's the thing: I can stand up and scream about how unfair the world is, or I can just live my life and move on and get the job done. And I feel like that's kind of what's missing in the MCU now, is that we've got a situation where people are trying to, put their own message instead of, like we said, tell good stories.
Yeah, no, it's very true. That is 100% true. I agree with that. And the thing is, to me, is the last thing they're doing is making or writing good stories. I feel like everything has gone to shit because everything is more focused on the message than what the superheroes are supposed to be about.
Yeah, exactly.
And it turns everybody off. You go to a movie, like I mentioned, you go to a movie is to watch things that you expect from these superheroes, not to listen to, racism, not to listen to.
So we can say the word. Okay.
It's not to, like, you don't go there for that. We already deal, like you mentioned, we already deal with that on a daily basis. You don't in
real life.
You don't go to the, you don't watch these things, or you don't put on these movies or go to the movies to have that shoved in your face again. Like, exactly. Movies are supposed to be a things that are made up, at least some, right? Made up and not real, and science fiction, but if you start making things that are science fiction with everyday things within the movie, what's the why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need to shove that stuff down my throat even more? I'm already living it. Why?
Exactly. Exactly. And so guys like you, like we're going to use Fabs as an example when we talk about, rich white men. The 1,000 figures in his collection. I would be willing to bet house that he's never bought anything at under retail before or significantly under retail. You know what I mean? Like, he is the perfect example of the guy that goes out and spends money. So why aren't you telling him a story that he wants to hear? Okay. Because again, he deals with the bullshit all day long. Fabs, I know you've been discriminated against. We all have. Okay. For one reason or another. Okay. We don't need that brought back up. Okay. And we definitely don't need a champion. We deal with it ourselves. We are our own champion.
Exactly.
So let's tell stories about people who fly through the air and throw shit through portals and bombs and stuff. Like let's do that instead of going ahead and trying to tell me that, because, my mom is of a certain complexion that all of a sudden, I have prejudices. It's ridiculous.
No, yeah. And it's very true what you said. We don't need a champion. We deal with that stuff all about, on our own by ourselves. We don't need to tell anybody. We don't need to ask, anybody for help. We literally deal with it. And being Hispanic, all three of us, well, Rudy is, I don't know.
I'm a watermelon.
Oh, that's it. Hey, Rudy, we don't get along.
We're neighbors. Come on.
Dude, that's actually a thing. I was just educated on that about a year ago, that Mexicans and Guatemalans, it's just not a thing.
This is where we take the opportunity to prove them wrong, right?
Okay, here, let's do this. Come in, bring it in, Rudy. Bring it in, bro.
There you go.
Come on, dog.
There you go. I'm hugging.
All right. That's enough of that. Get your hand off my chest, bro.
You just ended all the rivalry.
Doesn't mean you can get in.
All right. So last on this topic, Brandon, since you haven't really said much all night, what do you think of the whole artisan thing in general? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's actually doing something for collecting, or do you think we could do without it?
I'm gonna go with let's keep doing it, simply for the fact that options are always good, man. Options are always good. And then like we said earlier, we live in a capitalist society, so capitalism will decide whether or not it's warranted. If nobody's buying it, guess what? They'll stop doing it. Okay, but if people are happy and they're spending the extra money to do it, then by all means, man, give the people what they want all day long. Doesn't matter if I like it or not.
Very true. Rudy. So it looks like, and I'm talking about you because I know you like this stuff. So it looks like Inart is announcing this guy.
I'm pre-ordering him tomorrow. I'll tell you, as soon as he goes up on 1/6 kit, he's getting ordered.
So you are ready for him, correct?
Yes, dude. I just spent like 2 days with my kids, literally at the Harry Potter world. They called it. They didn't call it Universal. They're like, we want to go to Harry Potter world. And my kids would kill me if I don't get this. Like,
you in California, Rudy, or Florida?
Florida. I went to Orlando. Oh, okay. I went to visit my sister. I'm in Jersey right now. But my sister, I'll tell you the funny story. My sister, we were going for my niece's first communion, and I thought, that's it. That's what we're gonna do. And she tells me in front of my kids, "So, girls, you want to go to Disney?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, the cost!" And fortunately,
kidding, man.
Fortunately, my oldest is old enough where she's like cool to that point where Disney's like not cool for her. Mm-hmm. So she said no. And the little one went along for the ride. And then my niece, who's 20, says, well, what about Universal? And my oldest is smart. And she's like, well, what's there? And she's like, well, there's Jurassic Park. There's this. There's Harry Potter. Those kids, for the 3 months we were prepping for that vacation, would not stop talking about this stuff. So that was what we did at Universal. We didn't do anything else. I almost killed her on a roller coaster, which I should not have taken her on. But yeah, so I saw this announcement. This one's coming home, but I do have thoughts about this.
Wait, so all right, so now you ordered the first, right? That Harry Potter figure from Inart, right? The one that you talked about. That it didn't even come with that with that
flight stand
with the flight, right?
Yep.
So now Joker just says, Rudy, looking forward to these reviews. I don't want them, but they're interesting.
No,
so. Now, You said you're pre-ordering this. So this is on specfictionshop.com.
Right.
I don't think they have it up for pre-order yet, but they have the pictures up.
Right.
So now, how do you feel about this figure? Do you know, is the likeness great? It's rooted, as you can see. Is this something that you'd be happy with? Is this something that looks great to you already?
Yeah. Listen, I think putting aside everything, you and I have had conversations about Inart. Putting aside a lot of things about Inart, I think this looks good. I think it looks decent. Here's my issue with these, and this is what I like that they did with the Paul Atreides, right? With the Paul Atreides, what I like that Inart did was literally what you got in the rooted was the same as what you got in the sculpted, right? So you had that option, like exactly like I said with Loki, to just go sculpted, right, and save yourself a couple of bucks. And that's exactly what I did with the Paul Atreides. I'm like, I didn't need the rooted hair. I'm sorry, Brandon. I love Dune too.
He's like, I'm sorry, Brandon.
I ordered all the Og Toys Dune figures, and I have them all on pre-order.
We're gonna pause the discussion for just a second because Rudy made a claim, and I got to find out whether or not it's true. If you're a Dune fan and you love Dune too, okay, you love Dune as well.
Not as much as you do.
What is the best of the 6 Dune books that exist? Which one is the best? Come at me, bro. I'm ready.
See why I don't read? Unreal.
Let's see.
See why I don't read.
Oh,
come on, Rudy. What's the best Dune book?
I gotta be honest. I like the first one the best.
Oh, get out.
No, I like
get out.
Get out.
I like the first one the best.
In fact, we're changing the name. We're bumping up the Zapco show to right now, and Rudy is uninvited. This is the deal, bro.
He said Rudy's uninvited.
God Emperor. I know. For me, it's that original.
The only reason you read Dune 1 is so that you can get to Dune 4. Uncarded had it. He absolutely had it.
God Emperor.
Well, no, Uncarded typed this after you put the book up.
Oh man. I thought we had a Dune fan in here. But no, this is why you read the entire series, or you read at least the first 3 books so that you can read this book. So all right, back to the discussion.
But going back to this, right? This is where I like what they did with the Paul Atreides. I like what Hot Toys is doing with the Artisan. This is what I would not have gotten the rooted hair if it didn't. The way they got me, the way Artisan Inart got me with this was the rooted was the only way you could get the diorama and some of the extra accessories
for this figure
for the Harry Potter. And I'm thinking that's the same thing they're going to do with this one.
Oh, so it'll be a regular and a deluxe.
Right, and the deluxe, in order to get all the accessories, you're going to have to get the rooted. And that's probably the only reason why I'm going to get that one.
Oh, so you think it's going to be 2 SKUs, 1 regular and 1 deluxe with the rooted.
Yep.
Like the Batman.
Right.
Because Batman got the double pack rooted, right? Or was it?
Remember, they did something where the rooted was the only way you could get some of those accessories. That's how they're going to get me.
But don't forget also when Inart ships, you're always missing accessories. So I actually like the base a lot.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah,
it doesn't look magnetic, but it is.
Right.
So it's actually a very good look. Again, for everything they've made so far, which has been to me, very, very crappy. And the best, I only owe 2 Inart, right? The Joker and the Pennywise. That Pennywise diorama base is gorgeous. That wooden thing, really, really nice, really, really cool. But, I don't care for any of that stuff. But this is actually very decent. Looks very, very nice. It looks very old school, and I guess that's the goal. So how do you feel about it?
And I think the nice thing that they're going to do is if you get the deluxe, right, I think all 3 figures, the backdrops are going to connect.
That's what we need in Hot Toys.
Right. So that's going to be pretty cool right there. Sorry, Brandon. But yeah, no. That's exciting.
I'm amped up.
That's exciting. And look, this is where I will give Inart credit, right? For all this shit we talk about Inart.
Be careful with what you say with credit. Be careful.
Well, I'll tell them they're at least doing a different license, right? Because who else is doing this? Star Ace had it, and those figures look like crap. So this is what I want to see them. I want to see them tackle licenses that nobody else is doing. like the Paul Atreides, right? All the odd toys, I've got those on order too. So hopefully we'll get those soon. But right, I like that they're doing things. I think that's what Inart should be doing. If Inart continues to do things that are different, that's where they're going to have success, right? Again,
yeah, I'm with you on that one 100% because like the bases going together, it's like it's a little bit different because the way Inart does it, like the bases are art. Like I don't know if we can zoom in on that base right there, but it's art. The way that they go ahead and the way his name is carved into the base, okay, the details and the filigree is not the right word, but like the carvings all the way around it and everything else, absolutely wonderful,
Now,
phenomenal.
question. Wait.
Where they outdo Hot Toys.
Brandon, before you go crazy with the credit, isn't this just like that that stone base that they did for Gandalf, just printed? It's like a piece of plastic that's just printed.
It looks
because you're making it sound like this is like hand carved with like, you know, special tools. And
but see, here's the thing though, it looks like it is. So even if it's not, who cares? I mean, if I pick it up and it feels like it's cheap, okay, I get it. But if it looks like this on the shelf, I mean, that's a winner.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying. Let me get a close up. Here it is.
Yeah, see, look at that. I mean,
but again, this is going to be the basic, right? That's why I say they're going to be two SKUs.
You see what they did? You see what they did? You see that is?
What is that?
They got stick. Yeah, they got some blue tack.
Oh, look at that!
No more Batman head popping out.
The king has figured out a way to make the magnets work.
Strands for the.
Oh, I've never seen that before. I've never seen that.
Strands for the.
The look on his face is just sheer terror.
They don't
do I keep talking or do we start over? Is this live?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Just remember.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that. Puny god.
Wait, what were you showing, Brad?
I love that one, man. Oh, my Bloomsbury edition. So, like, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I'm not on the level of collecting the figures, but no, I'm a big fan. Like these ones came from the UK. I actually had to hunt these ones down. The Minilima ones are from the UK as well because I only like the Bloomsbury. I don't like the Scholastic editions. But yeah, no, it felt appropriate.
See, Rudy, you're out of his league. You're out of my league. Unreal. Unbelievable. Does it come with a Swiffer? Does it come with a Swiffer?
Oh my god!
I'm a massive Dune fan. Jodorowsky's Dune.
No. I'm with you, Uncarded, bro. We're the same. We're the same. But Jodorowsky's Dune. I mean, while it was lofty and definitely interesting, that was some weird shit, bro. And you can't tell that story on the screen.
Nathan says Inart should just follow up right behind Star Race, so when Star Race announces something, people can just know an Inart option is coming, even if it's 2 years later. It's called Premium Fabs. How dare you? Oh, he said busted live. Oh my god, this guy. All right, and then. Obviously, guys, we know, like I mentioned earlier, we know that Inart is working hard. I think at this point, Hot Toys should worry a little bit because not only are we dealing with one announcement, but we have two announcements. So we have what's her Hermione?
Hermione?
No, it's Hermione. Let's go.
Hermione.
Rudy, it's Hermione for the rest of the stream.
Well, here we are, guys. Here's Inart's Hermione. Okay. Anyway, act like I watch this stuff. So we have another announcement, guys, by Inart.
Puny veteran.
It looks the Inart veteran.
Wait, they haven't announced this one though, right? Have they? Did I miss it?
So no. So this is the thing. So I don't know. I think Bob pulled this up. So it looks like I don't know if they're supposed to have this up on the website. Again, this is spec fiction.
Right.
I don't know if they're supposed to have this up. I don't know if anybody knows that this is up because this is not from Inart. This is not posted on the Inart website, Inart Facebook page, in our
Right.
Instagram, like none of it. So I don't know if they made a mistake. I don't know if they're, again, obviously this coming up at some point.
Right. Right.
It's just, I think maybe they got ahead of themselves and put it up beforehand, not expecting people to go looking for it. But here it is. So now, back to you, Rudy. Right?
I was just going to say, like, so I guess this is unannounced, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, they showed this these pictures are from that show they had. They had two shows.
The showcase, right.
One of the shows they had.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because like her hair is spot on, but her face looks off. And like the face sculpt looks good. It's the size of her face.
It needs a little work. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it needs to be a little bit wider. Like she had a little bit, I mean, she's 10 years old at this point. So she's still got a little bit of that chubbiness and baby fat did not translate to this head sculpt.
Rudy, so since you're getting obviously Ron
and Harry,
you're getting Harry Potter, you're getting Ron Burgundy, and this girl. Are you getting her now too?
Yeah. You got to have the trio. I have to have the trio.
Wait, so now that's it. So this is the three of them, right?
Right.
As kids.
Yeah.
And then after that, that's it for the line from
they showed the Dumbledore character, who's another character from the movie. He's the head of the school, the headmaster.
Are they doing it with that first actor, the one who passed away, or are they
with Richard Harris? Yeah, so it's going to be his version first. Yeah,
it was a crime that he passed before those movies were finished, man.
He was great in the role. Yeah,
the guy that replaced him was really good. But as far as like Dumbledore described in the book, Harris was absolutely that. He definitely nailed it. The instant that we had Dumbledore and his beard was tied up with the chain, I just didn't. It never hit right for me.
No. I like that they're teasing the version from the first two movies.
Yeah.
So with the and again, right, they're teasing him with all the right accessories. He comes with the Phoenix and all that. So those four, if they make those, I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm with you. I mean, McGonagall too. She kind of has to go with it as well.
We'll see. I mean, this is the deep. Other than Lord of the Rings, right? Where we're getting we're 2 figures in on that one. This looks like it's going to be one of their biggest lines, which is great to see from them. Right? Do something different. Do something.
Did you hear what's happening with Harry Potter? By the way,
they're doing a new TV show on HBO Max.
It's going to be one season per book.
Right.
So I think that's the way of the future, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I would, in a heartbeat, I would sit through a 5-hour Dune movie in a theater, no problem. I would do that.
5 hours.
Yeah, bro. There exists a 4-hour and 40-minute cut of the Dune movie, and one of these days, your boy's gonna find it. But no, that's the way to tell stories, man. Is you go ahead and you get 10 hours to tell an entire book. I mean, yeah, it's not the 13 or the 14 hours of the read length of the book, but it's pretty close. You can do a lot. You can do a lot with 10 1-hour episodes. And I think that's the way of the future. That's the way forward.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do that.
Yeah, me too. Because what I heard too is that J.K. Rowling, regardless of all the hate she's catching, she's still in creative control, which is the only thing that made those movies watchable in the first place. In my opinion, I feel like they moved way too fast. There's no perception of the passage of time in the Harry Potter movies, which doesn't make them bad movies. Just means you kind of have to have read the books to get the most out of them.
Right.
So they were definitely faithful to the books, obviously because she was involved. But I'm really, really looking forward to that when she gets final say on this and that and whatever else. Because I mean, after all, she wrote them. So I think anytime you have an author that gets creative control the way that she does, that you're in for a good ride. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
And Fabs is holding on to 2 figures for me right now from that are going to go nicely with this line. The Newt and the Johnny Depp figure.
Oh. Yeah, why did they recast? Oh, because Johnny Depp got in all that Amber Heard stuff, right? That's why they recast him. Bro, like I said earlier, I'm all for recasting, but when you involve Johnny Depp, there's nobody that can follow that act, man. There's absolutely nobody that can follow that. I don't know why they wouldn't like.
I like
from
the actor that we got. He was the guy that played Mads
yeah,
Mikkelsen, right?
Mads Mikkelsen.
He's a great actor, but you found Johnny Depp, with that great visual appearance. It's like no,
it's like
no
we're
way.
going from Kiss to Creed. You know what I mean? Like they're both amazing acts, but one is the full package and the other one is still a phenomenal actor. He's just different. I mean, like they didn't even really I don't remember that film too well, but they didn't even give us an explanation for why he's all whacked out and white haired and stuff from one movie, and then he's a gentleman in a business.
No, they just did it, and it was a little jarring, and I'm sure amongst many other reasons that's why those movies weren't super successful.
Because they're good movies. They really are. The storytelling is up to snuff. The visuals are really impressive. They paid homage to every aspect of the wizarding world with it was the first one, right? Where the story was he had to recapture all the ones that got loose.
Yeah, and it takes place in the US, which is in New York, in old New York, which is great.
Which was absolutely amazing. And then, I mean, even down to the point to where, like, with Mad-Eye Moody, we got to see him, like, hidden in the case, and then we get to see Hermione's bag, you know, where she just reaches into it and everything's in there. But with Fantastic Beasts, we got to see what it looks like inside the bag. And it opened the imagination. It just kind of, it let you, it said, come on, we're going to take your brain out for a walk. And it was just really, really well told.
We're putting Fabs to sleep, by the way.
Well, no.
Are we?
He looks. So
I wanted to say hello to the Alchemist. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. Welcome. You guys regarding the figure, and then we're out of here since we've been on all night. And also, guys, before I forget, I don't have soccer tomorrow, so I'll be back tomorrow with the hangout. So if you guys want to hang out tomorrow, I'll be on probably at 7:15, right after work. So stay tuned. Be here. It's going to be a huge panel tomorrow. We'll see who shows up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wait. Are we signing off? Because I got to get ready.
No.
Oh.
One more question. So, Rudy, how much was Ron?
Well, no. Harry was because Ron isn't up yet.
Oh, he's not up yet. Okay,
I
so
think
how much was Harry?
Harry was like $475 for the
deluxe.
For the deluxe,
right? So now, what do you expect for Ron to be?
Same price. I expect him to be
about the same price. And then for her, probably the same as well.
Yeah, Brandon, your reaction, that's why I would have liked to have what Hot Toys is doing, which is give me the same figure.
Oh, the sculpt. Gotcha.
Give me a sculpted hair version. I don't need the rooted hair. Save me like $150, and I'll pay because I want the diorama. I want all the accessories. It's just you're kind of forcing me to get that whole package to get the root. You're not forcing me, right? But if I want to get the whole package, that's what I have to end up getting. So
and one more message, obviously from the King before we go. Due to licensing restrictions, we may only ship to Australia and New Zealand. So there you go, guys. The King doing what the King does, being limited by licensing issues because they're not King. They can't even get a license worldwide. But here we are. So it looks like you're not even going to be able to order from anybody else but them. And obviously Spec Fiction, maybe Pop Culture. I don't know if they deal with Inart. I don't think so. But if they do, try them out. Brandon, any last words?
Be here on Saturday.
Oh yes,
the Brandalorian
taking over, huh?
Taking over, bro. You wait. We're gonna do a whole new meme where how it's Hot Toys beating up the prison inmate. It's gonna be Zacho beating up Fabs. So be here on Saturday. We're gonna be giving away free stuff. We're gonna do backwards raffles. Where we're gonna give away figures, but everybody gets ticked off every time we land on them. They lose instead of they win until it's down to one. We're gonna have consolation prizes. There's the whole why are we doing all this, right? There is a announcement coming, a big one. That was terrible. I'll do it again at the end. I've got a big announcement. It's something I've definitely been working on. If you guys. Yeah, I know that a lot of our viewers here follow me in the groups. They buy parts from me. I see several clients in the chat. you guys know that I've been kind of MIA over the last week. If only the last 8 weeks. I've been working on something really big. We're going to get back to doing the sales and selling parts and stuff in the groups, next week. But everything that I've been working on for the last 8 weeks is coming together, and we're going to have a big announcement on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to that. As many of you guys that can be here should be here. Like I said, we're going to give away a couple of figures. We're going to find. I'll start looking for. We'll raffle off a bag of baggies. I mean, honestly, and you want to hear something else, Fab? I decided that we're going to spice this up a little bit, because when we raffle and we start ticking off the losers as we land on them, right? When it comes down to the last two, there's going to be a consolation prize that's funny as shit, and I'm not even going to tell anybody what it is. Awesome. So every time we give away a figure, every time we give away something big, there's going to be a consolation prize to the person who loses, to the last person who loses.
So there you go, guys. So be here tomorrow, 7:15. Be here Saturday at 8:30. You don't want to miss it. Rudy, any news coming from you?
Let's see. Yeah, a couple of things. I just got my nice
Rambo
2
Look at that guy
from 3-0. Look at that.
Now, is that plastic or is that seamless?
This no, it's rubber, but you can see the joint on the arm.
It's like a suit.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see a couple of joints. That's cool.
Yeah. So
I couldn't tell in the beginning.
I love this figure, right? 3-0 killed it with the line. And affordable. This guy was $200.
Not bad.
Likeness was great and everything.
Yeah, sure is.
And I just unboxed this guy from Damn Toys, from their Gangster or Poker Kingdom line now. They're John Wick.
That looks really good, actually.
Yeah, for the animated stylized version.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good figure. So, and then I got Wanda. I got Multiverse of Madness. Wanda.
Well, no, I have Wanda first. So,
yeah, you did her first.
I told him the same thing earlier. I said, he goes, "Oh, I finally got Wanda." I was like, Rudy, I got her first. Don't copy me, okay? All right. So, Big Dog Pat says, "Have you shopped with Underground Figures?" I have not. Have you guys?
Nope.
Underground Figures. No, I don't even. I've heard of the website. I don't even think I've ever even went on it. So no, I don't think I've ever bought anything from there. I actually want to check it out. Jose, my friend, thank you for being here. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, so like I said, don't forget, please be here tomorrow, 7:15. You don't want to miss it. Let's see who else is in here real quick before we get out of here. I need that RSVP for Sat. So are these Harry Potters not available? I don't know. You're the one kissing Inart's ass all day long. Shouldn't you know this information? Why are you asking me? Like I buy Inart. Shouldn't you?
Like I buy Inart.
Shouldn't you be telling us what's going on with Inart, Brad?
Yeah, we got to get it from 1/6 kit.
That guy, I tell you, he's such a Brad.
No, exactly. You're such a Brad. See what they're telling you? This is your king company right here, telling you what's going on. Due to licensing restrictions, because we're not the king, we can't sell worldwide because we're useless. Okay, they're letting you know. Okay? So keep being a peasant on Inart. See what happens.
Keep being a peasant. Wow, tell us how you really feel, Fab.
Bobby Shover just got back. He just got back. This guy. Axel says that's dope. A bag of what? A bag of baggies. Ah, man. I'm giving away toenail clippings. This guy, filthy. Lou said, good show by Good night, my friend. Thank you for being here. Cassandra, welcome. Nice to see you and have a good night. Let me see. Let me catch up before we leave. Hell of a pose. This guy. Yeah, that is a nice pose. I was gonna tell you too. And I forgot. I was too busy being jealous. Hot Toys Nightmare, welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here.
That's the guy who intimidates me, man. He's like
Brad Inart is king. Unbelievable. No, he's right. I actually do agree with him that he's that Inart is king.
Dude, do you make this shit? Like you got to do it every week. It
He
blows me
spends,
away.
he spends like every day looking for clips of somebody getting their ass handed to them,
Oh my
and just
God.
puts in the Inart thing.
Oh man. Ernesto, welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome. Let me say hello quickly. And then let's see. Inart is getting flamed. It's getting flamed in here. Inart gets flamed in here every chance we get. Every time they come out with some BS, they get. Be here tomorrow, please. If you want to have some fun and you want to hang out with us tomorrow, be here tomorrow. That's all I have to say. Brett says, hey, it's all about the effort. Imagine Hot Toys. Imagine people apologizing for Hot Toys for saying that, hey, they're trying. At least they're trying. Oh, my God. Good night, my friend. Thank you for being here. I have some silica packets I can throw in for raffles.
Okay, they're going to be a step above silica packets, but right on.
No link on screen. No, guys, I already posted the link. It's already, it's been actually, no. You shared it, Brandon, on your stuff.
Yes.
Right? Oh, yeah.
And then I dropped it in the chat, too. If you want to highlight, I don't know if highlighting it, we'll go ahead and we'll show everybody. But
wait,
it's
I
there.
didn't see. When did you post it?
Like 8 messages ago. Oh, right before Ernesto came in and said, what's up?
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, no, because it's not popping up. Oh, here it is. The link. No, it didn't pop up.
Just above that. 2 messages above that.
No, it didn't pop up over here. Well, it's not on my chat. So if it popped up over there, it's not on here. So, see, look, no link on screen. There you go. So you didn't, it didn't go.
Here, I'll go ahead and I'll drop it in the.
Yeah, do the private and see if I could do it.
There you go.
Which I doubt, but let's see. All right.
Hey, and Rudy, we got to have a talk, buddy. Like, we've got FabsFigures, we've got the Brandalorian, we got, like, come on, man, Rudy, like, make it Rudy McTootie or something, man. Like, let's dress it up a little bit, bro.
Tootie Rudy.
No,
Tootie
dude.
Tootie Rudy.
Tootie Rudy.
Oh man, you guys are too much. I swear.
Belong bang booty.
Welcome to 1/6 scale Tootie Rudy's cave.
I need that. I need that in my life.
Tootie Rudy's cave. All right, did you guys check the Oh, all right, it worked. All right, good.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys. So save the link. I will obviously share it before Saturday as well, just to make sure that my group gets it and all my social media gets it. So as always, guys, don't forget, be here tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.